funky love. No marketing, BS when you side price wash. Synth Quiz and news. So sit back, relax. Enjoy your favorite crew. Synth Geekery show. Synth Geekery's where it's at. So join the channel and come on for a chat.
Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of Synth Geekery. What is that? What is that? Something on the floor behind me. Okay, have to go pick that up in a second. How's everyone? It's episode 334, and we had 303 week this week. So happy 303 day a couple of days ago. What are we now? 4 days ago for me anyway. Yeah, so hope you guys got at some sort of baseline and played with it and mucked around. I didn't, so yeah, let the side down there. Sorry about that. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. How's everyone going? There's a little piece of paper just there.
No, I didn't do anything either.
Eesh.
Also didn't do anything for 303 day.
No.
Because it feels like it was 5 months ago that the last one was.
Then there's that really good, isn't that 303 documentary as well? I don't think I've seen that. Is that on YouTube?
Well, could be. Yeah.
I don't know actually. That's from a distant past. Oops.
Ranzee, you've disappeared.
I'm just picking up your piece of
Come
paper.
back. Come back.
Oh, I see. He was
It's only a bill,
covering
don't worry
his
about
lack of professionalism.
When I closed the door, it must have blown off the table and landed on the floor. It just really annoyed me. Anyway, all fixed. Andy is not here, so yeah, he'll probably be gentleman's hours. It is for Andy.
But haven't
Probably
America
hard at work.
changed their clocks, so it'll either be an hour earlier or an hour later. Probably an hour early for him, so it'll be even earlier.
Oh, bad luck for him. Let's go here then.
I think they've just done that. Yeah.
I'm not-
America's done the matter to change anything.
I'm not changing anything. We just stay at the same time, don't we, Chris? We just keep plodding along.
Yeah.
None of this wallpaper fading, you know, farmers
Rubbish.
threatening.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
rubbish.
Yeah. Get off my
Absolutely.
lawn.
Cows are fine. Everything's fine here.
Yeah, cows are fine here. They're still making milk. But yeah. Anyway, it's a synth show, guys. Something that we probably should actually probably stick to that topic, I think, this week. We do have some interesting news, I feel, this week. I think it's interesting because there's a few things that have happened. And I don't know, I feel like they're really good discussion points because we're getting into the meat of the sandwich part of the year where, you know, you've had all the early year product announcements come out and we're now sort of into that, you know, we call it get back to using stage where really what we should be doing is instead of finding out what's new coming out, we should probably start using the gear that we've got. And that's why there's like little sprinklings of things that come out. But anyway, I've still managed to find a couple of cool little news things to talk about. But on top of that, we've got a synth quiz, which I hope you'll enjoy. We've got a nice little price watch section coming up. And I think there's some really interesting things in that as well. Probably more interesting than news, actually. So stick around for that. Ian's prepared an amazing On This Day segment, like he always does.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. You'll fall off your chair. Unless you're sitting on the floor, you'll probably fall off the floor. Well, Daren won't because he's quite grounded. Yeah. Anyway, how's your week been, time, guys? Who should we start with?
Week being time, guy.
Well,
Chris
start with
was-
Daren. You always start with Daren.
Chris was waving, so I'm going to start with him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, right. Okay.
I think Chris is dying to tell us
It's-
something.
No, it's just been a bit of a mixed week for me. That's all.
Ooh, here we go.
Yeah. Mum's been sick, and I've been a bit sick
I'm sorry about that.
as a result. But it's only a short-term thing, or both on the mend. But it did put a bit of a dent in the week's pleasures, I guess you could say. But the good news is I did sell a module to Belgium. And that's
Hooray.
my first sale to Belgium. I've sold to the EU before, but this is the first one going to the land of Belgian chocolate and waffles, which fortunately didn't
Waffle
pay
Land.
he paid in actual dollars, which is good, because the waffles wouldn't have gone too well during summer down here. So, and the chocolate were even worse, wacky. So thank you for doing the conversion between waffles and chocolate and Australian dollars, Etsy. Thank you. So other than that, been kind of not had a lot of time to do much, but working as always. I had a little bit of time to play with the protein. I'm still quite enjoying it, although I have learnt something, and Daren may or may not agree with me. I think the presets are all in the wrong order, because the shit ones at the beginning and the bad ones at the end. And I started at the beginning, and I realised I should have started at the end where the good ones were. Wasted a bit of time. But I am learning heaps about programming it, because every single patch I go into, I go, but it's kind of doesn't have effects on it. And I'll just have to go in and tweak that. So that's been good for me learning the instrument. So there is that. But other than that, I don't have any other groundbreaking news to report.
Fantastic.
I haven't done anything silly.
All right. Well, we're going to jump in a plane and fly about 23 hours northeast-ish, I think it is. No, northwest-ish, I think it is. And we're going to hit this guy here. Hopefully we won't crash. Hi, Ian. How's your week been?
Yeah, we don't crash. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. How do we? So it started last Saturday night. Obviously, I was in York last weekend. I went to a party for my friend. That's why we went up to York. But I met my ex-girlfriend of 40 years ago, which I have to say was a bit of a strange experience.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't look anything like she did when she was 17. She looks nothing like she did when she was 17. Anyway, that's a whole different story. Then we went a couple of days in London.
He's like saying, I dodged a bullet there, guys.
I definitely dodged a bullet there.
Yes,
I can say that. I did dodge a bullet there.
She looked at her mother first.
Most what I've been doing music-wise, I've been spending most of the week preparing for Synth Southwest in 2 weeks' time with this stuff that's here. You see the instruments. There's the TRS-8, the OP1, not the OP1, the OPZ, and the S1 is going to be my set, plus the instrument running GeoShred, isn't it, on there? So that's what I'm doing. I've been struggling to work out, because I'm playing for half an hour, where to start. So I'm using an Arab scale
At the beginning.
So the Arab, I can't even pronounce it. The Arabic. Anyway, I'm not even going to try and explain the scale that I'm using, but so I'm starting with that.
Maybe later, Ian, because I'm very interested.
Persian scale?
It's the M.
How many tones?
8.
Mixolydian?
So,
Mixolydian? Melux?
No, it's not. It's not close to
No.
it, actually. Because there is loads of them, and I've picked one of the McQuam scales.
Obscure.
Yeah. Actually, that's based from. I went to a photographic exhibition this week in Frome from a chap who had just escaped from Gaza. It was heartbreaking, was his photographs, but one of the photographs in particular, and it looks like a night sky, but actually it's not. It's phosphorus from the war, really. And that became the inspiration for me. That's why I've used that scale.
It's not a major Locrian scale, is it?
No, it's a minor scale.
Okay, so it could be a double harmonic with the 2 augmented seconds.
I'd have to.
Is it
I've got it written down somewhere. Hang on,
still 12 tonic based? Or?
Could be
Let's
quarter.
just go with it.
So we've got two.
Could be quarter tone.
It's a 7.
Used recently.
It's a 7-note scale to start with: D, E flat, F sharp, G, A, B, and C. is where we're starting.
Okay.
Okay.
That's definitely one of them.
So, yeah, it is. Yeah, and it does sound quite.
One of them's the brown note.
Oh no, don't go there. We've had lots of sales this week. I've been selling lots of stuff. None of it for Sinners Records, but selling books. I sold my 40-year-old. What was it? The Old Grey Whistle Test badge. My original Old Grey Whistle Test badge for £40, which I thought was a bit of a coup. I thought I'd never wear it again. I got it from somebody in Curved Air who gave me it in a gig back in 1970 something or other. But the biggest sale of the week, although I've sold a bit of vinyl and I've sold some books, was I sold 300 fridge magnets. So I suddenly feel like sort of...
You're not selling those synth ones, are you?
No. These are just blank fridge magnets. I bought them on auction, and I thought I'll buy a few fridge magnets, not quite sure, knowing how many I'd get. 1,000 turned up. So I sold 300. They're all blank fridge magnets. So I'm now down to about 700, as you can tell. So yeah, nothing much else really. Got a new podcast coming out on Monday, which we're recording tomorrow. We're talking about the Brits and what happened at the Brits. We're also talking about International Women's Day, which is tomorrow, amongst other things. So that's my week really.
Fantastic. You know, Daren is actually feeling left out.
Oh, don't leave him out.
We might go to him.
Well, look at the camera.
It's blurry
Jesus.
again.
Yeah.
I know.
Darren, it's your fault. We got called stuck in the 90s during the week, and it's all your fault because your camera is so bad.
That hurts.
Soft focus,
much.
mate. That's what it is. It's just soft focus.
What I need to do is start selling fridge magnets, and maybe I'll be able to upload to the studio because
you do. It's the future.
More
that
fridge
seems
magnets.
the thing. It's the future
For more fridge magnets.
Yeah. What have I been doing? It started off slow. I didn't think I was going to be doing much, and then I've cleaned, played, and tidied up obviously not the camera, the bit in front of you that you can't see. All this desk area is nice and clean now, and it's all set out, looking good. I've just got to move the way around the studio. I started looking at my live case, my new build, trying to come up with some ideas, which then led me to carry on doing my live set, which is now at 4 hours, might be a bit more, which then I just got carried away with that for a while. I had a quick look at mine and Chrissy's final track, coming up with ideas for that, which is like just trying to ponder how it's going. So it's going to be Our Dying Light, but it's going to be the many sort of versions of what Our Dying Light is, if that makes sense, by the way it's going to go. So I've done a bit of that, and then back to writing live stuff as well. And I think that's all I've done because the week's come to this Saturday, and now we're back here.
Yeah. Funny about that.
Yeah, so I've been quite busy, yeah. I know Saturday always comes around, doesn't it? Which
Does. It's a cycle. And the good news is you can talk about it every week on this show. Isn't that cool? In fact, we could actually go and say good day to the chatties. Hi, chatties. They don't. Oh, I've just worked out they don't answer back. Okay. Well, not in audio anyway. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Anyway, nice to have you all here. Currently, there's a massive amount. 32. Yeah, doing well. Channel's screaming along. Beautiful. Sarcasm at its best. Right. Anyway, those people that are here, we love you, so don't take it personally. It's the ones that aren't. They're the ones that you need to poo-poo on. Right. We are going to have a synth quiz. Synth quiz time.
Do it.
And, yeah. I'm thinking about it. All right, I'll do it. Yeah, here we are again, another week and another synth quiz just for you. And I mean, the prize is incredible. You guys are going to be beside yourself. It's bragging rights. I don't think you can get a better prize than bragging rights, really, honestly. And the person that brags the most is Wagoo, so you've got to beat him this week. And you're going to have to be really quick on the keyboard this week, guys, because it's an easy one. I know I kind of say that every week, but I actually say it from the heart. I believe in you. There's your first clue. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. Modulator. Sample that. Yes. That's a great synthy word, that one, isn't it? Great synthy word. I like it. We are off to a good start. Daren's moving his camera around. You know what? Hey.
I just reconnected because I was getting robot talk and nothing else. So
wow.
I think it's my end.
Wow.
Yeah, everything went a bit weird, but reconnecting seems to fix it.
Mate, you don't even know how internet works in Australia. If it's robots, it's
2 cans, string. You have to change the string every
Dr.
4
Smith.
days.
That's how old the robots are.
Yeah.
Lost in space.
I used to love Lost in Space.
Warning.
Yeah.
I need a new webcam.
Actually, I didn't mind the modern. Didn't mind the modern series either. I thought they did a pretty good job. The
No,
modern
I
one.
remember. I thought it was pretty good.
Thought it did. Kind of dragged on a bit when they did season 2, season 3, but the first season was actually really good. Anyway, we should have a bit of a laugh. I feel like we're due for a laugh.
Absolutely need a laugh.
You guys at home, are you guys due for a laugh? Good. Here we go. We definitely get a laugh this week. Starting with this one, Akai have brought out the new MPC 001.
I'd buy
They
that.
could have at least given.
That is
It's not even
brilliant.
a 4-zone pad.
No,
Mate.
I'd buy that.
I'm ripped off.
You know, you just can't get any better than this. You really
That
can't.
is superb.
It is. Lovely. Yep. Rush out and buy it, boys and girls.
When there's no piano keys involved, I get.
Yep. Hey, you're not going to get a sore wrist when using this. Put it that way. Well, maybe you will. Only synths. Please subscribe. Saucy. Saucy. Guys, keep it in, please. Keep it in. Check, that is. In check. Or send me a check. How modular setups worked to most people, including Ian.
Yes, that's mine. That's me.
That's actually
that,
me when I'm doing a project at work. It's like,
Yes.
you guys are giving me this to sort out? Oh my God. That's how it feels, doesn't it, Chris? Engineering projects. You feel like,
Yeah, we've inherited this from this guy who's inherited it from that guy who's inherited it from that guy, and we can't remember where it started. But here it is. Fix it.
Mine actually looks a little bit more like about 4,000 box of Band-Aids that have all been used.
Okay, yes. You got to go and find each one.
You got to unstick
And
each
slowly
one.
extract them. Yes.
Yes. We keep going because we've got more MPC jokes.
Oh, yes.
Ian's.
I used to work on point of sales, so I get that's very much.
Well, no, that's Ian's cash register
to
at his
my
old store.
That's absolutely my cash register.
Yeah. Not.
I
think.
It's fridge magnets.
Yeah.
Well, I should put it on a fridge magnet, shouldn't I?
I accidentally messed up my life by being a musician. How do I start a new one? And Jim Hayward goes, get into Eurorack. Good on you, Jim. Love your work, Jim. And he replied to this in the Synth Meme group, and he said, I was actually going to help him. I love it. Fantastic.
Comment.
Yes, indeed it is. We shall release the bot into the chat, and you guys can vote. The bot has been released. Please follow everyone else in YouTube chat.
Yes.
If you're watching on the other platforms, bad luck for you. But exclamation mark, vote, and space, and the number that corresponds to your favourite meme this week, with 0 being MPC 001, 1 being only synths, get in India, 2 being modular, 3 being MPC sample, 4 being advice. Some advice there. I actually think this one's really hard to pick this week. I kind of like them all.
It is actually.
Vote for them all, guys.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
0 to 4. Yeah.
Yes.
Or you could just do a colon, 0, colon 4. That would
I was
probably
gonna
suffice.
vote for all of them.
Yeah.
Like,
Or you could do a set if you wanted to. make it a set, little square brackets.
Oh, Venn diagram.
Yeah, Venn diagram. Yeah. Look at all the votes coming in. Oh my goodness me!
Those interested.
It's between 0 and 4 at the
That's
moment.
good. That's good.
It is actually.
Decisions.
Some people just don't want to admit they've got habits, Ian. That's why they're not voting for number one.
I did laugh at 0.
They like to be private about those, especially their internet history.
Yeah.
They clear their internet history every day.
Oh, that's something I need to learn how to do that.
Right. Well, I think we're going to stop stop. I'm going to press stop. I don't even know what I'm saying, but I'm pressing stop. Here we go. And the winner is MPC 001, but oh my god, it was by a hair, literally by one. So 6 votes for that, 5 votes for the advice one. So Jim nearly got it. So I got a little bit of a tear for Jim, but I can't do anything. It's not rigged. I don't vote. If I voted Jim, I would have voted for you, and you know it. You definitely know it. Sorry, Burke, you missed out by that much. And guess what? That would have actually made it a tie.
Yeah.
If only I had waited. If only I had waited. Yes, indeed. All right, well, we're going to get some news happening. Well done, everyone, for voting. Good work on the keyboard, everybody. If you're watching on Twitch, maybe you shouldn't watch on Twitch. Try YouTube instead. Chugga lugga lugga. Here we go. There's the news, people, and we have been watching with bated breath about whether Akai are actually going to come out and say if this thing's a leak or if it's not, or what is it. Well, at the moment, it's a leak. So, MPC sample. Now, where we found it, I'm not sure if this is actually the first place I found it, but it was actually an eBay listing, from what I believe. Okay. It was an eBay listing, and the eBay listing, there's a stack of photos on this eBay listing. I've got the link will be in the article that you can see below. That will be posted around about 6 p.m. UTC time. But it does say this. It says, the Akai Professional MPC sample. Nearly 40 years, MPCs have shaped the sound of culture and modern music production. MPC sample carries this legacy forward by making the art of sampling more accessible and approachable than ever before. Inspired by the legendary MPC 60 and MPC 3000, this portable sampler, sequencer, and effects processor puts the iconic workflow of the vintage MPCs into a compact, modern format which empowers limitless creativity. Love that, limitless. Legendary MPC pads, full color display, a simple creative control which encourages hands-on sampling, looping, and beat making right out of the box for immediate idea generation. The standalone hardware comes with over 100, no, not 100, make that 1,000 kits. I should sell these. Inspiring pads, knob effects, and intuitive chopping workflow. The MP sample is equipped with all the storage and connectivity options creatives need: a rechargeable lithium-ion battery, a micro SD card storage spot, onboard sequencer, internal microphone, built-in speaker, and USB-C connection. It is easy to use and convenient to record, edit, and playback audio on the go. No computer or DAW required. There you go. That's what they're saying about it. Now, leak could be. I doubt it. Is where I'm going with this. I doubt it very, very muchly.
Much details, yeah.
Very
too much detail.
Man, if that's AI, they have gone gangbusters in showing these photos. So I'm going to share with you a couple of screen grabs, and we'll start off with the rear. Everyone likes, when you're checking something out, you always check out the front. You go, yeah, the front's pretty good, and you always wait for them to walk past, and you check out the rear. Well, guys,
Wow.
there's the rear.
Wow.
Look at the holes on that, eh?
Such a blokey show.
Oh, it is. Sorry for all the ladies watching. There's only about 0.1%, by the way.
Sorry, babes.
Yeah. It's only one. It's a WebP. Does anyone want to? There's an SD card slot on the side of it. Does anyone want to see that? It's really kind of boring looking. Shall we show it? SD card slot on the side. I don't think we want to bother, do we? Oh, okay. I wish you can say that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Sorry.
Yeah,
no, don't bother.
You will be sorry. We'll be having words afterwards.
Micro or macro?
Okay.
I like macros.
Converting WebP to JPEG. Go.
I cannot lie.
And we've got it. And it's done. And it is bang. There's the side view.
Oh, that was
As
so
some
worth
people
it.
some people call that the profile.
That might be a micro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Might be a micro
Isn't
SD.
Didn't they say micro SD? I think they did.
I think they did. Yeah, they did say micro SD.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. I got a couple more photos I can show you, but I'll just do one more because I think we're getting a little bit bored with the photo. It's a bit like watching Nan's, trip to Paris
Although
on the projector.
it's got a bit of a 2001 Space Odyssey sort of 70s style
It does a bit.
Yeah.
vibe about
The
it.
colour is
Mr.
grey, isn't it?
Smith.
Yeah, well, open the SD card bay.
Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson.
There is the other one. Oh, why did that? Oh, okay. I pressed the
Look
wrong
at
button. There's the other one.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a side angle. That's the hero shot, people. That's the hero shot right there. Not really. But anyway, what else can I tell you about this? Well, I can't tell you the price, but this eBay listing had it for $3.99 US. So I don't know whether that's anything to go by, or should we read into that? I think it's probably something to read into. It does look pretty cool though. It definitely looks retro.
$3.99 US, so $400. Okay.
Do you think that's? Well, I mean, what's the MPC one worth? It's pretty close to it, isn't it? MPC one's getting closer to the 500, isn't it? US, or is it the 400?
Yeah.
I forget.
I think it was $5.49, something like
Okay, so it's
that. That rings a bell.
so this puts it into the sort of the portable smaller market. Yeah.
This looks something like between a 1010 Nano box and the Bento, sort of in between them two things. And that.
Yeah, or the 404, Darren. I feel,
Yeah.
because I still
that's
feel
what I'm
like
thinking as well.
Akai never really competed with the 404.
Yeah, they never really put up anything against it
Yeah.
directly. This feels a bit more like that.
It's probably even got a similar form factor.
So Steve Elbow says, do the pads smell of chocolate?
Oh my god,
Doubt it.
that was funny, wasn't it, when
let-
that guy said that?
Yeah.
Someone was
I mean,
someone was being sleuthy with the photos, and I'll just tell you what they said. This was on the Gearspace forum that I found this particular comment. So hats off to those guys on the Gearspace forum. They were looking at the pictures and they went like this. Just looking at the pictures, there is an onboard speaker, an onboard mic, a song mode, a resampling, step editing, sample chop, performance pad FX including granulator. This is more than what that said in that little marketing splurb, by the way. Normal knob FX, 1/8 MIDI in and out, so 3.5mm MIDI in and out, 1/4 inch audio in out, headphone jack, custom pad backlight, and a wrist pad to prevent beat making fatigue. I like the wrist pad. There is a thing up the top somewhere that's got the A next to that knob on the left.
Yeah.
Does that kind of like a DJ crossfader thing, maybe? I'm not sure.
Deck A, you mean?
Yeah, could that be a DJ
Deck A,
feature?
Deck B.
Not sure. Anyway,
Oh,
Electronauts-
it probably lights up a different colour.
Electronauts were getting clever with the, looking at the pictures and measuring certain things that they knew engineering how big they were. So, what did I find out from that? I found out, where are we? I think it's the next page.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. The LEDs are probably the only thing.
Here we go. So they reckon it's 7.21 inches across the top. that way, and about 8.47 inches from the top to the bottom, so the depth of the machine.
Is that about the size of a protein, isn't it? Turned the other way.
Yeah, sort of flipped around.
Yeah.
I mean, these are just guesstimates, guys, but that's actually pretty good sleuthing. They've worked that out, by the way, from the circumference of one of the 1/4 inch jacks.
Oh yeah, of course. It's
That's clever.
Because you've got 2.6, across the jack.
Yeah.
And you just chuck it into a CAD machine or something, couldn't you? And work that out. Anyway, I can't really tell you anything more about it. You guys can tell us what you think, whether you like the colouring, whether you think it's got a good flow, good sort of interface. I do like how the screen is tilted forward to you. It kind of does.
I like that. Yeah.
That's cool, apart from the fact that you can't slip it into things as easy if it was flat.
Be nice if you could lower it, wouldn't it, Darren? If you could just lower it down as well, so it had that ability to flip up and down. Yeah,
that'd be good.
It does have a bit of a almost a bit of a Teenage Engineering sort of vibe too, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like
You guys getting that?
and things like that.
It's kind of a bit like Yamaha's take on the teenage style was Seek Track. This is kind of Akai's take on the TA.
The pad thing,
trendsetters, aren't they?
Pad, they've wasted a bit of. They could have just put a nice ribbon controller along there instead.
On the bottom.
Or just make the armrest like a Rolly seabed ribbon controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be pushing the price up, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they used a wetsuit, didn't they, Rolly? So,
yes.
Come on, guys.
I've lost my words about it.
No. You're right. It's dead. Dead flesh. Dead flesh. Rolly. Thanks, Gaz.
Flesh. Dead flesh.
That was Gaz Williams.
It was. I remember him saying that actually.
Yeah.
Got him in a bit of hot water too.
And he was right because I
reckon he was right. Yeah, it was horrid.
He was absolutely right. Yeah.
I remember the first time I got the first version, but the first time I used it, my finger slipped across and then it got stuck and then it jumped, and I'm like, well, what's the point of this? It doesn't even slide properly.
Yeah.
And everyone was saying to me, no, Randall, you're just stupid and you're not using it right, which is probably more like the truth, but there you go. Anyway.
It's your story and you're sticking to it.
Yeah. SP404, I kind of feel is the closest thing to this, would be my take. But I do like some of the Teenage Engineering products that kind of, the new ones anyway, those new ones that you see, the new samplers. So I feel like Akai are feeling a little threatened by Teenage Engineering at the moment. Now, one of the things that you will definitely get on this, if it is an MPC to its name, is you should be able to get the workflow, the MPC workflow on this. And I have to say, it's once you're in the MPC world and you learn their workflow, it's actually pretty easy. It's pretty easy to sort of put beats down and stuff. I'm hoping that they make the sample side in a little bit more quicker to like pull a sample in, twiggle what you need to twiggle, and then off you go and layer it on your pads. I just feel like that could be something quicker they could do with the MPCs.
Streamline it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's quite a slow process, really. And actually sampling in from, say, something like a vinyl, which I've done a little bit of, seems quite torturous, if I'm honest.
It's a few key presses, isn't it? Like a few, or touch presses, if you want to call it that. But it's a few steps. And I guess you want to have control, so that's probably why it's like that. Because but I feel like with the software you could have an easy mode or an advanced mode with sampling, and that way you can turn that feature on or off.
I remember having the Yamaha SU10 sampler that was batch operated. So this is like a big jump up from that type of thing.
SU10, don't remember that.
Yeah, I've got. Well, it doesn't work now. I don't think I've even got it anymore. The little blue box. It fit perfectly on the CM1X or the AM1X. That little module that they sit on. Fit perfectly there. I think it was actually for that.
Oh yeah. I remember what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah, had a little ribbon controller on it as well.
Yeah. What was that?
Same colour as the AN1X. and
Yeah,
C1X.
like a blue thing.
That bluey sort of bluey grey colour.
Yep.
It was alright. It was a little bit of fun, but I mean, it was quite limited.
Mm.
So this is like a that on steroids anthem, bringing
Yeah.
it to the 2026s. I sort
If
of
it's
like it.
real-
I sort of can't make man about it. If it's real, yeah, exactly.
I think it's going to
If
be.
it's real, yeah. I mean, I think as an entry point into the MPC world, I think it's a really good thing. I mean, I wouldn't want it because I've got a Live 3, you know.
Yeah. Well, you don't need it, do you?
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not. No, but I like the idea of it. And
You know what I'd like to see? Ian?
That said, it might
I'd
be a
like
bit
to
more of a
see.
portable on the go sampler.
That's what I'm thinking, Darren. Like, I'd like to see this thing next to my sample track that I've got from Sonicware,
Yeah.
and see how they compare. Because I have struggled with the sample track a little bit. The other one that could be rattling Akai's cage is this new Casio sampler that was announced at
the
NAMM.
little Casio thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know the price of that. Does anyone know the price of that? Have they sort of let any more information come out
I've
about that?
seen it.
No.
Yeah, same. Mini cash register, says Eric.
It's funny you say that you struggled with the Sonicware. I had the Ambient Zero, and I struggled with that. I just couldn't make it. I didn't struggle with using it. I could use it quite happily. But
Yeah.
I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it fit in with anything. It didn't fit very nicely with other. It didn't play nice with other toys, so it was got rid of. You know.
No, I've still got mine, and I'm not getting rid of mine just yet. I don't think it deserves a kick out the door yet. But I remember getting that firmware update and thinking, oh wow, they've got all these new features and stuff. And then I did a live stream where I wanted people to feel, like I say this all the time, I want people to feel like this is you getting this product and using it for the first time, because everyone does. If you actually sat there and filmed yourself using something for the first time, it's a little bit like watching wallpaper fade. It is, because time just like you lose concept of time. Yeah, because you're like looking at manuals. You're off. You go to the toilet for a couple of minutes and you come back and grab a cup of tea. It's a bit like that, right? Anyway, I tell you now, I actually wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of these because of the portability side. I do like things to be rechargeable. I do like that instead of putting AA. I don't like the idea this day and age. I don't like the. I think lithium-ion batteries last a hell of a long time now. I think you're going to get a good 5+ years, I reckon, out of them now. And I like the idea of. And these would be replaceable, no doubt. You'll be able to go in and pull them out and replace them in 5 years' time. Most of these things are. Well, the MPC Live, the first version, you can replace the battery in it. It's doable. It's a bit of a pull the case apart job, but you can still do it. Anyway, getting back to this, I feel like this is going to be something that I would probably chuck in my backpack. I like the idea of it, and I think the price might come down a bit
out on
too.
Holiday, I was just looking at it, and I was like thinking, just swap out on holiday. You don't need to take lots of kit. Nice little sampler, those things. That's the sort of thing I'd be. I'm quite a sample-based person anyway.
Yeah, same.
So if it's kosher and it's, I'd be interested in that point. I'm just trying to make mine. I won't be so worried about the little speaker, but near there.
Yeah.
I'd rather slightly bigger.
The upper right side is a speaker.
Yeah, Heath.
Yeah.
It's a speaker, we think. It does say it in the description.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
It did say speaker in the description. It said something else about the speaker. I can't remember what it said. I have to go back and read it, but it did say something about the speaker. Other than built-in speaker. Yeah. If it's anything,
switching the speaker off.
Oh, you'd be able to do it in the menu somewhere, surely. But if there's
it'd be menu, right?
Yeah. If there's anything like Akai, have got a pretty good track record of actually putting decent speakers in these things. Like Ian, you've got the Live 3.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's brilliant. I haven't plugged it into anything else. I've just used it with the internal speakers there. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard the new iPhone 17, the speakers on that. I haven't got one myself, but my son's just recently got himself one. Yeah. and they're incredible. Like the sound that you can get out of a tiny little speaker is pretty insane these days. It's getting pretty cool, the technology. I feel like this, the sound engineers are getting smart with small spaces these days. They're working the magic, which is a good thing because technology is what we like.
Balls into them, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it. All right, well, Akai, come on. It's been leaked. Just release it. Just let us know a bit more about it.
Gimme.
Yeah, we want to know. I'm hoping that it's going to be less than $3.99 US. I'm hoping it's going to be like $2.99 US.
They might have done like an AI version of this and put it onto the site, see what the people like, and then everyone's going, oh, we love it. And oh God, we've got to make it.
They've gone to some pretty ballsy like detail, Daren, with all those screenshots. There was literally about 7 or 8 screenshots of this thing. So it's a pretty good job if they've done that. And if they want to punk me, I'll be punked over this because I like my MPCs.
It might have been the April the 1st joke that got leaked.
Yeah, few weeks early. Oh dear. Geez, I get punked every few years. I do. All right, let's go to the next. Yeah. The next item on the agenda, and I don't know why it's not showing. Have I got a problem with my graphics again? Have I? Let's refresh.
Another WebP.
There we go. It's this little thing. It's called the Mod 3 by that Japanese guy, Kumi or whatever his name is. Yeah, I was actually pretty intrigued by this thing. There is actually a little video. I'm going to tee it up for you guys in a sec. It's kind of like an actuator thing. I don't know how you'd say it.
Yeah.
Actuator? Yeah. So he's using this thing to sort of manipulate liquid in a little bottle, and then he's using that to modulate or something. I don't know exactly what he's trying to do, but and his website is in Japanese, and we'll probably need to get Wags to come over and translate it for us. Yeah. But I just wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it was intriguing. So why is my thing not showing docs? Google, you suck. Okay, here we go. And it's logged me out, and you were just about to hear an ad. Well done. Good on you, Google. You're doing it twice now. You've caught me. Well done. Idiots.
Yes. I want to buy that product.
Oh my God. How many questions do you want to ask me?
Not.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, one of them. Ferro liquid, it's called.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Ferrofluid.
Ferrofluid, so yeah. Well, liquid fluid.
Yeah.
Translation.
It's cool, isn't it? I love the actual...
The patterns, yeah.
Yeah. In the actual video, he's got...
That's cute.
He's got a kick that is driving that.
Triggering it, yeah.
I think the kick is coming through the data too. I think you can see it there.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is an open source project, by the way, and you can actually get the working documents from that guy's website, note.com. And there's a PC, Gerber, and data and assembly stuff on his Patreon. I think you have to pay or donate or something for that. Hagiwo is his name. We've shown some of his stuff before. It's kind of cathartic, isn't it?
Well, it's hypnotic.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like
now you see I'd like that as a sort of like say a 40
by
screen
3.
size just in front of your stand playing live. That'd be funny. Everyone would be tranced out.
What about a lava lamp? Making the lava lamp dance. That'd be freaking cool.
Yeah.
At a disco, Daren.
I've got a lava lamp here.
Because they glow, right, in the dark. They're glowy.
Yep.
Kind of like a massive big lava lamp next to modular setup. Anyway, that's probably about it for the video, and it is. So yeah, that's a little open source project, guys. And it's called the Mod 3. Yeah, and you can download all the electronics and everything to get that working and plug it into your Eurorack. It's I don't think
Do
it's
without the Amazon battery though.
Amazon Basics.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Probably got that cheap.
Don't buy them. Don't buy them.
Are they not good?
Not
No,
sponsored.
actually, they're not that good, are they? But it's just free advertising for them, isn't it?
Yeah. But I do like seeing these little projects because I feel like a lot of musicians want to have some points of difference in either their performances or their sound generation. And this kind of ticks both boxes in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
And the technology for ferrofluid, it's kind of electrochemical, isn't it, Chris? It's kind of I don't know. It kind of
Well,
it
just
reminds me of science in
an
high school.
emulsion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very much that. It's just emulsion, ferric oxide emulsion with an oil in water, in another oil that's a higher density, and it's magnetic fields that make it move around because it's slightly magnetic.
Because it's
So he's just got coils in there that he's a little amplifier and some coils, and he's making it dance.
Yep.
But yeah, very science experiment, sort of, school experiment. Here's a magnet. We're going to create yourself a magnet with some wire, wrap it around a steel coil, and put a battery on it, and then everything goes. Yeah.
Daren, if Daren
Ooh,
got himself some
wow,
massive
sir.
coils, like at his EMOMs, he could get himself like human-sized coils. He could make everyone dance.
Tesla. You should get some Tesla
I
coils.
need that as well.
Right.
Or just electrifying.
Yes, we'll just kill them with RF. Okay, let's go to the next bit of sad news here. You guys see this?
No.
Now, I don't want to do April Fool's Day jokes because it's definitely not April Fool's Day. But I actually just checked his website about 5-10 minutes before the show, and this is definitely on his website. So hopefully this isn't a hack, and he's drastically trying to get this back up and running. But I only just came across this, like I said, about 15-20 minutes before the show, and I did some investigating. There's a post on Matrix Synth about it, so it's getting across the media sites. I don't know if it's on the other sites just yet. If anyone knows what the hell's going on, let us know, because this is pretty big news. And I know Brad, and a lot of us do know Brad as well. He's very tight in the synth community. And if there's something going on with Brad, we're here for you, mate, if it's the truth. And let us know if you need our help, because we are massive fans of what you do and what your company has done over the years, and it's kind of sad to see this.
Wagyu said it's not really sad. It's just respawning of a UK company instead of a US company.
Right.
Okay.
Because it does stay there. Future products designed by Brad will be released separately.
Announced.
And information will be announced. So he's he just canning the Isla Instruments brand? Is that what he's doing, or because that's his daughter's name, Isla?
Well, is it? Well, you wouldn't do that, would you?
Yeah, you wouldn't do
if
that.
If you're gonna move from, I mean, I don't. Where's he based? Is he based in the US?
Well, maybe there's a dispute between financial.
Isla
partnership or
Electronics.
something.
Okay.
So maybe there's a dispute over the use of the name, and he's basically said, right, okay, that's it. I'm done negotiating. This is what we're doing.
Well, because
It has
here in the UK, you can have the same company name, providing it doesn't impinge on somebody else's sales, I think is how it. So he could have Isla Instruments here, providing there wasn't another company already called Isla Instruments.
Okay, good.
Anyway,
So he's just moving back to the UK, according to the guys in chat. Oh, that's good. So there's nothing to worry about. Is that what you guys are saying? We're all good. He's gonna respawn back in the UK, and everything will be hunky dory.
Yeah, winding up the
'cause
US business, fair enough.
It's an LLC, which is definitely US, so
Yeah.
it makes sense now.
Okay, cool. All right, well, that's kind of a bit of a off my head because it just doesn't look at
Scary
that. It
thing to
doesn't
do.
read like that. It reads like really nasty.
Optics.
Maybe
people,
it's a legal
optics.
thing that he has to say.
Think of your customer. Well, that's what I wonder is if no, that's what we have to do because the bean counters told me that's what I have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
Maybe,
you might not
'cause
like it
it's
either,
this-
so give him the benefit of the doubt
Well,
at this stage.
If he's still around, I'm very happy because I like what Brad does and I love the energy behind the guy. He's got a great family. He's got a good attitude, and so we're actually looking forward to the next chapter. So really, what this graphic here should be is chapter 2 about to begin. That's what it should be, and. I think everyone would be happy to hear that all he's doing is just moving himself back to the UK and winding up the US operation. Yeah, it's an interesting way of doing it, though, isn't it? If it creates media attention,
I know
it kind of works.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll move on from that. So we're looking forward to seeing the next chapter from Brad and Isla Electronics, from what I've been heard is the name of the new company. So let's go. And he hasn't dropped the name Isla. I'm happy to hear that. All right, cool. Let's go to this because I feel like we need a bit of wonkiness in our life. This is by Random Works. These are a UK bunch of Eurorack people. UK bunch, and Chris, you might like this because this is a little sort of CV gate disruptor manipulator.
Okay.
Yep. I'll play this and I'll tell you about what it is
Yeah.
during the 1 minute that we're playing it, so you guys can get a bit of an idea. Here we go.
I think I did see this actually.
So you give it a clock and you get a trigger out for each input on the selected clock division, and it's modified in one of 3 ways. You can delay it, you can ratchet it, and you can give it probability. If you delay it, the output is up to a whole beat. If you give it a ratchet, you can create up to 8 triggers evenly spaced over 1 beat. And if you give it probability, it sets the chance of the trigger being outputted. And you can also tap the reset button to set the next input to the beat, or you can hold the reset button to enter a mode to select and choose between the 3 available modes that I mentioned before. You can use the 2 channels to generate 2 individual rhythms, or combine them with a mixer or a logic module to generate complex rhythms, or send the output of one channel into the input of the other. And that's where it gets wonky. Which is what he did in that video, by the way. So there you go.
Can I just say this has got nothing to do with wonky stuff, which is my friend John, who creates modules in York.
Okay, different name. That's not the name of the company though. That's just the name of the module.
It's just no product. Yeah. So
yeah. Random Works is the company that do this. So the RW initials down the bottom right, Ian. That's the name of the company.
Yep.
Wonky is just the name of the module. I don't think he was treading on anyone's toes by naming a module.
No,
Wonky.
it's not. I mean, because John
generic
makes
name.
those micro modules, the really small modules.
Yep.
And anybody interested in that sort of stuff should go check out John's stuff.
Absolutely.
He was at all the synth shows last year. So
tell him about the show, Ian, and we can get him on here and he can talk about it more then. Let's get back to this.
Absolutely, yeah.
8 HP for those playing along at home for the width. 25 millimeters deep, so it'll fit in all your racks, all your skiffs. Very little amount of power used on this. Very little. So we're looking at, on the 12 volt rail, only 55 milliamps. Smell of an oily rag. And you don't even know what the negative 12 is using. It's negative. It's 5 milliamps on the negative 12. Negligible. That's probably just like drift voltage. It's drifting. and it doesn't use any on the 5-volt rail because it doesn't need it because it's CV gate stuff. So plus or minus 5 volts is the what the CV inputs take. So there you go. Pretty basic idea, but kind of a clever little interface, I feel.
I like it. Clean.
Don't have a
To
price.
the point.
I don't have a price. Now I'm on his website and I'm looking. There is a DIY build guide for this if you want to make it yourself. So maybe that is where he's going with it.
Maybe it's a DIY.
Yeah. There is really very little components needed for this thing. But yeah, a few chips.
Is one of them CPU or just
There's a few chips.
combinatorial logic? Okay.
Yeah. There's a few PCB. There's two PCBs or one PCB. No, there might be 2 PCBs in the build, I think. Yeah, the panel PCB and the one underneath. There's 2 PCBs. So like the electromechanical stuff on the faceplate underneath, and then and the actual
Just loading.
chippy stuff on the one
I'm
underneath
just
it.
loading the DIY build manual. It's pre-soldered components. So
So you'd have to buy that
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
yep, you have to buy and it's a Raspberry Pi 20.
There you go.
2040 or whatever it is.
There you go.
Boom shakalaka.
So that's how he's done it.
Choice
Logic
of
with the Raspberry Pi.
Choice of champions.
Probably a bit overpowered, to be honest.
Well, that seems to be the thing now. It's like there's no such thing as overkill when it costs 50 cents or whatever it is.
Yeah, true. It is pretty cheap, isn't it?
which I have to admit I have difficulty with, probably to my detriment. But yeah, I've always been like, you don't use a V8 to go down to the shops and get some milk.
Well,
Some people are like, you absolutely do.
why not? Especially
Well, that's my point.
revving
You're
it past the
probably in that
neighbours.
camp then, Rants.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, I was thinking more like V8 to actually push the shopping trolley around the supermarket is kind of more of a metaphor. But yeah, in this case,
Steering's an issue though.
but the fact that it's using 55 milliamps just to power that Raspberry Pi, it's
That's
pretty close.
That's
pretty
the other
crazy.
thing as well. Is that modern microprocessors? These modern microprocessors use F4 power. That's the other major advantage of them,
Yeah.
because they're all 3.3 volts. And yeah, it's pretty much magic.
That is, I like the magic. Yeah, I like magic. Doing plenty of magic. That's it for news, by the way. We ended with wonky. Actually, the news I was worried about ended up being good news in the end, so that's okay. I'm happy. Yeah. So there we go. I did warn you guys. I told you the news was going to be interesting this week.
It was.
What would probably be the coolest bit of news this week, do you think, guys? That
MPC.
Okay.
MPC?
Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
MPC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely true.
If that's real, that's definitely interesting.
Yep. Let us know in chat what you think about the news this week and whether you'd be going for a bit of wonkiness, a bit of ferrofluid, or an MPC sample if it comes out. Yeah. Wagoo thinks Vangelis is coming back from the dead.
It's not Halloween yet, is it? Or last year.
Well, you know what? He's that guy that made the thing that we showed a couple of weeks ago. That'd almost be enough for him to come back from the dead and use it. He'd be actually excited about that.
Yeah.
But he had permission from the guys that developed it, so that's pretty cool. Actually, I wanted to find out more about that, and I forgot all about it until just then. Anyway, we are going to do another synth quiz clue, and I feel like this should just about lock it in. Where are
You
we?
say that every week.
I know. I'm allowed to say the same thing every week.
Yeah, I know. I have no. Oh right, it's last week. So okay.
And it's not SAUCE mixer. It's not secret sauce mixer. It's just a sauce mixer. Yeah. I feel like Darren's in with a chance with this one. And I think,
Oh yeah, I'm putting.
and I think if Andy was here, Andy, you guys know Andrew Brooks, I think he would be in with a chance as well. There's a massive hint for you guys. Should just about give it away. Yeah. All right, put your guesses in. Make sure you write Synth Quiz first for your guesses. Okay. Ian is warming up his chair right now because we are going to do... Chris is getting his microphone ready with his reverb turned on.
Yep.
On this day.
Fantastic. Oh, there we go.
That's better.
We're actually starting with yesterday, but thanks to Steve Smith for letting me know that I'd forgotten this. But yesterday was Dave Gilmore's 80th birthday, so happy birthday, Mr. Gilmore.
Oh, Gilly. Wow.
Yeah. So starting in 1872, like we do, nothing to do with music, but Pierre Mondrian, so an important leader in the development of modern abstract art, was born today in the Netherlands. And then we jump to 1875, where Maurice Ravel was also born on this day. Now, we know who Maurice Ravel is, but and amazingly, I didn't know this till I started doing a bit of research, but in the last 5 years of Ravel's life, he suffered from something called aphasia, which not only prevented him from writing music, but it also deprived him of the power of speech and made it impossible to even sign his own name. But the real tragedy is that the condition didn't stop his musical imagination. So here's this poor chap for the last 5 years of his life with all these great musical ideas, but he didn't have a way of actually getting them out there in the world, which is really quite sad, isn't it? Jumping forward to 1876, only a year, Alexander Graham Bell received his patent for the telephone. And a few days later, he made that far back, yeah. He made an intelligent speech through telephone for the first time. I think he said, "Will you come and get my
lamb?"
Yeah, yeah. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I should have checked.
Mary had a little lamb. His face was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to follow.
What
I'm
was that?
Alexander
What did
Bell,
you say?
the most smart man in the universe.
What? I
It
can't hear you.
sounds like one of those, the little news articles news articles that you hear after the war.
Absolutely, yeah, it does. Yeah,
Newsreaders.
well done.
Yes.
A great British accent there, Chris. Now we jump into 1917. Today was the first jazz record released on a 78 by the original Dixieland Jazz. Although for some reason I put jazz here, but it's jazz band for the Victor Talking Machine Company. It had on one side it had something called the Dixie Jazz Band One Step, and the other side it had Lively Stable Blues.
Where is Dixieland?
America. I'm geography. I'm just don't. Yeah, south. I'd say south.
New Orleans. Is it New Orleans?
There you go. Deep south.
Okay.
Also born on this day. We're going into country territory now. Town Van Zant's was born today. I never liked Town Van Zant's music, if I'm honest, but I liked Steve Earle, who was a massive fan of Town Van Zant's. Town Van Zant's was a heroin addict and an alcoholic, and apparently at one point he was drinking a bottle of vodka a day. He died young. He died at about 50. I think he was 51 when he died, really. But a lot of people have covered his songs. Just didn't really hit me. He had a number one. He didn't have a number one hit, but Merle Haggard had covered his song Pancho and Lefty, which I do know the song. He got a number one hit on the Billboard country music charts. Died 1st of January 1997. Pint of vodka a day. How was about that? Jumping to 1946, born today, Peter Wolf. Peter Wolf was the lead singer of the J. Giles Band.
Great band.
You would have thought that it would have been the Peter Wolf Band, but it wasn't. John Giles was the guitarist. I have to say, obviously their big hit was Centerfold, which I liked the song at the time when it came out, and the synth on it was a Yamaha CS80. But I have to say, the video is really creepy now. If you look at it,
Yeah. It was a massive hit, though.
Very creepy. It was and it's a really good song. Apparently, Wolf was fired in 1983 because he wanted to do. They were originally a blues band, was the J. Giles band. He wanted to do more blues stuff. The rest of the band wanted to do more power pop sort of stuff, so they asked him to leave. Although he was apparently once married to US actress Faye Dunaway. So it's a little bit of celebrity news for you there, really. Also born today, 1946, Matthew Fisher, the keyboard player from Procol Harum. Now, Procol Harum were obviously their really big hit was Whitest Shade of Pale.
Great song.
One of the few singles to have sold over 10 million copies, and it's an absolutely great song. And he played. He didn't play a Hammond B3 on that. He played a Hammond M102 organ on that. What else have we got? So, jumping to 1962, Beatles made their first broadcast on BBC Radio, and it was 3 months before they were signed to EMI. They appeared on something called Teenagers Turn Here We Go, which was recorded in front of a teenage order in the Manchester Playhouse Theatre. And the performance shows there, like I say, the first time that they wore their trademark Beatles suits. So Epstein had actually got them out of their leathers, which they wore in Hamburg, and stuck them in suits. Also this day, 1966, the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson released his first solo single, Caroline No, a ballad that was co-written by Tony Asher, and it rose to number 32 on the Billboard Hot 100. I have to say, I don't think I've ever listened to Caroline No. I didn't look it up.
Was that when they were based in Brisbane? I think it was when they were based in Brisbane.
Was it?
Yeah.
I mean, 2 months later, the song, which originally was called Carol I Know, appeared on the final track of the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds. Oh, actually, that's interesting because I have got Pet Sounds, but I haven't listened to it for quite a while. So, and I don't remember that song, but hey ho. But then Wilson put his solo career on hold until 1987.
Well, they did well in the 70s and 80s, didn't they?
Oh, he did, yeah. 1966, born today, Paul Davis, keyboard player for the English alternative rock band, the wonderful Happy Mondays. They were absolutely bonkers. I remember really liking the Happy Mondays when they came out.
Happy Mondays,
I just thought they were
good fun, great fun.
I never saw them, but I just thought they were absolutely barking. And
I can't remember if I saw them or if I saw a video. I'm trying to remember if it was one or the other. I used to see a lot of concerts, but I remember it being really good fun and bonkers. So
yeah, it's great stuff. Step On was the one, and Kinky Afro.
Yeah, good songs.
1969, Led Zeppelin appeared at the Bluesville 69 Club in Hornsey Wood Tavern, Finsbury Park, London, here in good old England. And
in the old art.
They played in a function room at the back of the pub, and it was so small apparently that the stage was just big enough for John Bonham's drum kit. The rest of the band had to stand on the floor in front. I wondered. I did try. There's a picture. I did see a picture. The place looks absolutely terrible.
Jimmy probably didn't have his double guitar.
Double guitar.
Yeah. He wouldn't have had it there.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't have done that.
It wouldn't have fit.
Not in that room. Jumping to 1973, we had the dueling banjos performed by Eric Weissman and Steve Mandel. Became one of the first instrumental tracks to be certified gold in America.
Yep.
And obviously it also appeared in the movie Deliverance. Though credited as a traditional song, the tune sounded remarkably like something by Arthur Guitar Boogie Smith's 1955 record Feuding Banjos, and there was a court case, as you know, when there's a hit there's a writ. And the resulting successful law was won by the original writer Arthur Smith won the copyright infringement case. And still in 1973, During a showcase gig at Max's Kansas City in that there New York, CBS recording boss John Hammond suffered a heart attack. The event was marked by the signing of a new act who I don't think anybody ever heard of, somebody called Bruce Springsteen. So while Hammond attributed
these nobodies, I'll tell you what.
No, he's no. While Hammond attributed the attack to heavy work schedule and weakness from a virus he caught in Paris, doctors believe it was due to his immense enthusiasm at the Springsteen show. And despite the heart attack, he did survive, and he did not pass away. He continued working with Springsteen until his retirement in 1975. So it's only a couple of years later, but even so. 1975, RCA released Young Americans, David Bowie's 9th studio album, recorded in Philadelphia. I have to say, I really didn't like it. I didn't like the Plastic Soul thing.
Oh.
Nah, never liked that whole period. Me, I thought for me it was his weakest solo album was Young Americans. I did have it at one point when I bought it when it first came out.
Probably because it was quite commercial. I would say it's pretty commercial.
It's very commercial, but it was sort of. It was christened as Plastic Soul. I just thought it sounded really fake.
You're not the only person who said it.
No,
I don't agree with you, but I actually enjoyed it. But you're not the only person who said that.
No. I mean, I certainly like the early stuff, and I certainly love some of the later stuff that he did. So, jumping to 1983, guess what? New Order released Blue Monday, which became the biggest selling 12-inch single of all time. They'd obviously changed the name from Joy Division. We know that after Ian Curtis had passed away. And I mean, it goes on to, I believe although it's the biggest selling 12-inch of all time, they never made any money on it because each copy cost more than it did to actually put out, which was sort of a bit bonkers, really, wasn't it? But that's the factory records thing, really, more than anything else, right? Spent 186.
After you finished, hit me up because I want to tell you a little bit about the album cover. There's actually something really interesting to tell you about that.
Right, cool. Yeah, right. So it spent 186 weeks in the independent singles charts, effectively selling for 4 years until the release of Sub 7, which is a compilation it featured on. Also in 1983, Tears for Fears released their debut studio album, The Hurtin', which peaked at #1 on the album charts. I have to say, I bought it when it came out, and I still think it's the best Tears for Fears album, but other opinions are available. I just thought the whole album was great, really. Although somebody, who was it? So the record, so Music Magazine NME, I wonder who they are. Gavin Martin wrote a scathing review saying the record and others like it are terrible, useless sort of art that makes self-pity and futility a commercial proposition. Where is Gavin Martin now? Shall we give him a punch-up? Jumping to 1987, Beastie Boys made pop history to become the first hip-hop act to have a #1 album with their Columbia Def Jam debut album, License to Ill. I had a big soft spot for the Beastie Boys. I thought Paul's Boutique was another great album, along with what was the 4th or 5th album that they put out? I've got the first couple of albums. I've also got Root Down EP, which is very trip hoppy, or first part of it is anyway. 1994. The United States Supreme Court ruled in a court case versus Campbell versus the A. Clough Rose Music Inc. that parodies of original work are generally covered by the doctrine called fair use. We all know about fair use. The case background is that 2 Live Crew's rap version of Oh Pretty Woman was accused of copyright infringement, and obviously it is not. 1998, Madonna went to #1 with Frozen, the singer's 8th UK #1, taken from a dance-influenced album, Ray of Light. I quite like the Ray of Light album, if I'm honest. It was produced by William Orbit, and apparently the track Frozen was mainly recorded on Juno 106. And I have, and a Korg MS-20. And I've got some of William Orbit's earlier stuff is really, some of his classical reincarnations are pretty good. 1999, Stanley Kubrick, film director, died, sadly. But for us here in the UK, it did mean that we could get to see, finally, Clockwork Orange, because he'd banned it after it first came out. I did see it when it first came out. I went to the pictures to see it. I think I was about 16, 17 and got in to see an 18 film. But obviously, best thing about Clockwork Orange, Wendy Carlos's score. It's absolutely brilliant.
Score.
Yep. The man who discovered Blur, David Balfe, won a high court. This is 2001. Won a high court battle against EMI and earned $250,000 in back royalties for the album. I think it was Parklife album actually, and 50 grand in legal costs. Yeah, he'd waged the legal battle for over 2 years because he'd sold Food Records, which had obviously originally signed Blur when they transferred to EMI. And what else have we got? 2010, Catherine Bigelow became the first woman to win an Academy Award for The Hurt Locker. If you've never seen it, go see it. It's a great film. Drake in 2015 had 14 songs in the top 100, and I can gladly say I've never really listened to a Drake song all the way through.
Same.
Not for me. And after the release, that was his mixtape that pushed it to 14 songs in the top 100. The Beatles are the only other act that accomplished this with 14 songs in the chart in the April 1964. But then Drake did go on to place 27 songs in the chart, dated in 2018. I don't think that's possible now because aren't the charts limited to something like 5 or 6 songs max? So it'll never happen again. So 2023, we're almost there. Gorillaz scored their first UK #1 album with Cracker Island, the 8th studio album by the British virtual band. I can honestly say that I've never really listened to an album by Gorillaz either. So that leads us straight on to today's charts, because the top album in the UK today is the new Gorillaz album, which is The Mountain.
Oh, cool.
I had a quick listen to a couple of tracks. I thought, nah, it's not for me really. Don't know what it is. I'm not a huge fan of Damon Albarn's work, if I'm honest. Although Song 2, great song by Blur. Yeah, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't sit still. He likes to change styles and he likes to collaborate. So
I don't mind. I mean, I think that's really quite a commendable thing, really. Yeah. But his stuff has never really bothered me, if I'm honest. I am going out looking for it, really. Nothing's changed in the singles chart. We've still got Sam Fender at Olivia Dean with Rein Me In. Interesting fact about Olivia Dean, as I was told by my sister-in-law on my daughter-in-law, not my sister-in-law, my daughter-in-law on Monday. She's from Walthamstow in that there London. That's where her parents live. So local girl to my lads. Top film. Now there's a discrepancy here. So the top film according to the album and single charts is Predator Badlands, but according to Commode and Mayo, the top film in the UK today is Scream 7, which I probably won't be going to see. USA single, got a new single there. It's Ella Langley with Choosing Texas. I had to listen to it. It's very country, as is the album by somebody called Megan Moroney with Cloud 9. Again, very, very run-of-the-mill sort of. It's not inoffensive, but it's very, very country. Top film in the USA is Scream 7, and Australia, you're still in love with Olivia Dean. Man I Need, #1 single, along with The Art of Loving as the album. And the top film hasn't moved either from last week. You're still in love with Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's it. That's today.
Fantastic.
So tell me about
New Order.
New Order.
Yeah, absolutely, with pleasure. Okay, so Peter Seville was the designer of a lot of their album designs, actually. So he was the designer of, this is the album cover for Blue Monday. And you'll notice on this album cover, there's absolutely no words or text at all on it, written at all. There's nothing written on it. In fact, it's like a floppy disk. It looks like a floppy disk, right, from the 80s or late 70s. And across on the right hand side, you'll see those colored coded sort of circles and shapes and squares and things, rectangles. And interestingly, those colored codes actually do mean something. And it took a while for people to work this out. So if you actually did get a copy of Power, Corruption and Lies, which was the album that Blue Monday wasn't released on, you would have noticed that there is another floppy disk design on there with this colored wheel in the middle of it. And the colored wheel can actually be used to decipher what the code is, and actually what it spells out is FAC 73, which is the Factory Records release, Blue Monday and The Beach New Order, and that's what all that little cool. That's what all that little color code is. And the way they did it was actually pretty clever. It was through, God knows how you would say it, but through sort of deciphering of some sort, decoding, deciphering, and things like that.
I saw a guy do a video on that, actually.
There's an Instagram video on it. You can go check it out. It's probably about a couple of years old now, that story. So, but it will still be pretty prevalent. But you can actually go around that coloured wheel and put letters and numbers and stuff in there, and it actually makes a bit of logical sense. So it's Peter Seville. Is quite an interesting designer, that guy. He does a lot of YouTube stuff.
Yeah, he is.
YouTube stuff. New Order stuff. I'm not saying YouTube stuff. Does a lot of New Order stuff. Did a few other bands as well in the day. And look him up, because a very interesting artist. He did, I think, may have even done some of the Joy Division covers for them as well, prior to them changing their name to New Order after Ian Curtis died. And Andy's joined us, so we're going to go to this view. Hey, Andy. Andy's,
Hi, Andy.
Sorry.
Andy probably didn't realise.
A little bit there.
Did the clock change?
The clock did change. The clock changes tomorrow.
Tomorrow. There you go.
Oh, it's
Changes
tomorrow.
tonight.
Tomorrow, right.
Yeah, it changes tomorrow. But
Can
I
I
overslept anyway. So.
Can I tell you
enough.
my Blue? Well, it's not Blue Monday particularly, but my New Order story is that the studio engineer on Blue Monday and a lot of the stuff around that sort of time was a chap from York. It's a guy called Mick Johnson. I think he's still in the music business. He did have his own studio for quite a few years, but he's an old friend of mine. I probably haven't seen him for 30 years, but yeah. So back in the day, he was in a band called the Happy Kenneths, which left York and went down to London, and then he went over to work in Manchester. So yeah. So if you ever see this, hi Mick, long time no see, give us a call.
Well, Daren actually lives in the Manchester area, so
He does.
I'm surprised that, I don't know if he's lived there all his life, but I'm surprised he doesn't have a New Order or a Joy Division link at all. Doesn't have to, because he just lives there. There's millions of people that live there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, I don't know the Queen.
And doesn't know the Queen. Yeah, well, she's looking a bit crusty at the moment, Daren.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, big hi to Andy. Welcome. We've just got through Ian's On This Day segment, so you kind of know where we're.
Go back and watch it.
Yeah. You'll have to go back.
Once I just got through, we enjoyed it. That's another bit.
Thanks, Daren.
Better choice of words next time.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah.
We have to get that slap sound going. Yeah.
It's more actually Stephen.
We should get Dickie Knee on the show.
So Steve Cresshead has just said Ian is more of an Oasis fan. I am not an Oasis fan. I was never an Oasis fan, and I wouldn't cross the road to see Oasis. But there we go.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ian.
Copies? Come on.
I'm a Pulp fan.
When they first came out, the first thing I said was, "Oh my god, another Beatles clone." That's the first thing I said.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It wasn't really true, but that was the first feeling I got by listening to them. Yeah.
Because they came out at the same time as Shed 7, who were a York band. And I have to say, I mean, I know the guys in Shed 7, but it's not for me, their style of music. I don't, they're still going,
Yeah.
But that first year when Oasis came out on Shed 7, it was one against the other. But I was always much more interested in Pulp, out of the Britpop thing. That was the only band I was interested in out of the Britpop scene.
Yeah.
Was Pulp. And they're definitely back, aren't they?
I mean, his singing voice absolutely does my head in. It's horrible. How did it get so popular? I have no idea. 2 days gonna be. It sounds like an Aussie. That's what he sounds like. A pom trying to be an Aussie.
So it can't be all bad, right? So
He made a lot of money.
His brother sounds better.
You need to play that sample again. The one with the Aussie. Get the Aussie sample. What's going on, mate?
I'm just waiting for a mate. Is that why your car's all smashed up and you're up on the grass at the moment?
That one.
I love that.
For a mate, he's gone in there. Why?
There we go. All right. Speaking of that, we're going to go here. Because Andy's here and it's his favourite segment. Andy, you're going to love this one, mate. We're going to start with something a little bit more sort of, down to earth, the Kruma Spirit, the analog mono synth. Has anyone...
Designed by Bob Moog.
Yeah. Anyone played a Spirit?
No. I had a Roadrunner, Kruma Roadrunner, which is an electric piano.
Yeah.
It was never worth $3,000.
As long as it didn't take your spirit away, that's the main thing. Yeah. I don't know about the price tag, Andy.
Not bad, that.
Don't know about the price tag. Anyway, I'm going to post...
It's not that common as far as I remember, but it sounds pretty good.
That's the link to the live auction just been posted in the YouTube chat if you guys want to go check it out. I kind of feel like I don't know if I'd spend that sort of coin on that personally. It depends,
No, absolutely.
the thing with markets is it's really, really depending on who actually and how bad they actually really want it, isn't it? That's how markets work, right? So, yeah. If someone really wants this, Andy, they'll probably buy it. That's the point.
Yeah?
Yeah. We'll see how long it stays up on the eBay anyway. Kruma Spirit. Let us know in chat if you've played a Kruma Spirit and whether you liked it or not. And whether you thought the mini mode was better.
Cherry Audio have done the Kruma Spirit. It's close.
It's pretty close. They do.
There's
Cherry
really
do some
wacky
good stuff.
stop motion music video.
Cherry do some good stuff.
I know Wagyu knows the band name. I forgot, but there's an Italian wacky video that has a Kruma Spirit in it and like a little mannequin hands playing it, all stop motiony and stuff. It's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah.
But he'll probably mention it in chat if he remembers. But it's a wacky video.
Okay. I'm going to put Ian down there so he doesn't get in the way. There we go. Beautiful. Next, we have got this. This is the Alesis, or however you want to say it, the Andromeda A6. This thing was a really, early 2000s, absolutely created a big stir because when you think about it, around that time, there wasn't really anyone producing analog synths, especially polyphonic analog synths. And this thing really hit a lot of people's interest. Unfortunately, it wasn't kind of the best finished product.
It wasn't finished. Yeah, it wasn't. Had OS issues, glitches, and stuff. I played one for an afternoon one. It had a lot of problems. But
it had an amazing sound, and where it was finished, it did sound pretty good. So look, if you can get your hands on one of these, it's got a very decent period of history in the synth years, and I mean they're not absolutely a nightmare apparently to service. I'm not sure, Kent's not here to sort of back us up on that, but they might not be too bad anyway. So $3,799 US for that one.
Apparently, according to Kent, they have the same problem that the Waldorf Wave has. If the A6 go, that's it. You'll never get it fixed.
Yeah.
The digital part, yeah.
And they do. And also, like I said, I had all the glitches, the famous reported ones, and a few that weren't reported while I played it through the whole afternoon. Just
the thing
really
is,
bad sign. And one day you can see that, hard freezing and having to reboot it in the middle of performing. That's
Yeah,
kinda bad.
that's the one I heard about. Yeah, but the thing with those digital things, as soon as someone can replicate an emulation version of it on a Raspberry Pi or whatever, then that problem is solved. So as soon as
But
someone
you have
gets
to be able to read them. And I don't know if the chips are obfuscated somehow,
Oh.
like either
You can-
potted or
they can
mismarked,
use-
or I don't know.
or blobbed like Casio do.
They can,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they can use lasers now.
yeah.
You've seen laser.
Oh yeah, doing the slices.
Layer by layer.
Yeah.
yeah, they cut it up. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, what was that guy that did that? There was a synth guy that did that.
Yeah.
We watched a video on it. I forget what that
Did
was
they-
now.
Yeah, the JP 8000.
That's it. That was it.
reverse engineering.
Yeah, that was so interesting. I loved watching that. That was so cool. And they spent ages reverse engineering that thing. I mean, honestly, the amount of time that would have taken them, they probably should have just bought maybe 4 or 5 of them and just chucked them on a shelf, and they probably would have been fine. Anyway, but we all appreciate it because now we've got our emulator, which is awesome. Okay. On to
Real quick, so Wagyu did put the partial link for the YouTube video down in the chat. Check that out. It's the Kumar Spirit in a weird stop motion video. If you want to hear it,
well, you
Kumar
can,
see it.
Andy, you can change that into a proper link if you like, because you've got the moderator access. Yeah, do that for us.
Go see it. It's very funny.
Yeah, awesome. All right, next is this thing, and this is for Wags because I know he loves his rack mount. What the hell's going on with the milk crates behind? Anyway, I think he's got all these albums and his
Vinyl. Yeah, it's vinyl.
yeah, the vinyl. Anyway,
yeah.
the emu. It's a very distracting photo because I'm like, hang on, where's the? Oh, there it is on the stool. If you know anything about photography, you would know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
No
Emu
contrast
Extreme Lead
whatsoever.
1 rack, 64 voice synthesizer with no ROM. That's probably not a good thing that the Emu doesn't have a ROM. That's probably bad. And the price probably reflects that, I would say. So 200 US is probably cheap. Whether you can
is
get a
cheap.
ROM for it, I don't know. How hard is it to get
The
the ROM?
command station version, it's much better. The XL7, it's much better.
Of course, absolutely. That thing's killer. And we showed one of those on Price Watch. But I mean, look, $200. That might be, that might cause a little bit of a wiggle. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting to give you guys the eBay links. I've skipped to the last one. Sorry, I did skip the last one, but I will do this one. This is for the Emu. There's the link
If you
gone.
get the Orbit, there's a series called the Orbit in the same kind of form factor. The Orbit 3 has the Rob Pappen sound set in it, which is really good. It's the
Yep.
Techno Synth Construction Yard and the Beat Garden. It's very cool.
Okay. Now, word of warning, the next couple of things, we're starting to get into some interesting stuff. And I'm going to put my hands in the air and go, I know nothing, because we'll start with this one. I've never ever seen the Farfisa 7X2 before. I've heard of Farfisa before. They make stuff, it's cool, but it's got the Auto Orchestra Groovebox. Have you guys ever seen this thing?
Yeah. No, I mean, I've owned a couple of Farfisa organs, Compact Duo being one of them, and a Matador, I think. But no, I've never seen this before.
A
This is
Groovebox,
interesting.
exactly. So there's the eBay link for that. That one's going strong, 600 US. That one's located in Hollywood, Florida, I think. There's 2 Hollywoods there in the US. It's probably more than 2, Andy.
Actually, it
to
looks like it
confuse
was
everyone.
made by Alesis. It's funny, the build style is weird.
Yeah, it may be one of those outsourcey type sort of jobs. Steve Smith is saying that he has one. So Steve the bastard,
Wow.
there you go. He's got everything there. He actually probably secretly owns Mess.
He has a museum.
Yeah.
I think Farfisa are now owned by Bontempi, of all people, which is a bit of a sad demise, really.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Oh, well, someone had to grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the next one. And what have we got? This is even getting weirder. We have got this thing. Tell us how to pronounce the first word. Suikosha Suiko ST10 Shijin Koto synthesizer.
Yeah.
case.
Suiko had a bunch of these things.
Donkomatic.
Yeah.
Donkomatic.
First one I saw with the cassette interface, though. The cassette part's cool. I like that.
Hey,
Hey,
1970s, isn't it? It's lovely.
we need that. We need
great.
what's his name? Yudi, the guy that does the synth video demos. He's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, they made a lot of these for Japanese poetry readings. It would automatically generate, or you could quickly make little koto, shamisen kind of flutey bits and stuff, shakuhachi stuff, and then you would do your Japanese poetry over it.
But this is bonkers. It's got a tape deck in it.
Absolutely.
What the hell is this? I'm really interested. I've just pasted the link into chat so you guys can go check this out. Not sure if I'd pay $700 for it though, because it might be interesting, the quality of it. But you never know. Eat some sushi and jam along to this thing. Who knows? That's not it though, because
there's more.
Yeah, there's one more. This is the Telepathic Instruments Orchid. Andy, do you have one of these?
No.
Ooh, 1900 Aussie dollars. Sorry about the Aussie dollars. This one is based in Melbourne, I think.
What a weird company.
Yeah, New South Wales. Sorry.
Instruments.
Yeah, it's a chord generator thing, isn't it?
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll post the
I
link
like
to
the
that
look of
one.
this. This is bonkers. This is bonkers.
It is bonkers. It is. Yeah. And when I saw it, Ian was. I was talking to Ian, and I thought, no, I'll just quickly squeeze that one into Price Watch.
Yeah, I'm
Cute little case for
salivating
it
at
too.
There's the link in the chat.
Yeah, I think. Great.
I think we did cover something like this, didn't we, Wags? I'm just kind of, you know what? There's so many things I have to cover in the show. It's normal for me to sort of auto dump from my memory. Maybe it's the same one that we covered. I don't know, or maybe someone bought it from the US and now he's got it in Australia and thought, not for me.
There's something called the Orchid Orc 1, which is it's the same thing. 500 quid.
500 quid is a damn sight cheaper than 1900 Oz.
And that's new. 549 quid.
Well, there we go. This is probably due for
Chord generated digital.
That's due for that.
Yeah.
This guy's
Orchid
probably
is a chord generated digital synth built on a revolutionary chord logic algorithm and industry leading voice leading technology. Interesting. It's currently out of stock, but
yeah.
Looks fun, actually.
Yeah.
There's a video. I'll have a look at that later.
I think I'm going to have to get this audio into my little repertoire, Chris, because these guys won't know it. This is just for Chris and me, but eventually we'll get the guys to know it. All right, so here we go. We are going to do this. Start the car. Basically, if he sells this for 1900 Aussie, he's going to be yelling out, "Start the car! Let's get out of here!"
Yeah,
Not gonna happen.
take the money and run.
Yeah, we'll have to get the audio from that one.
Steal.
It's a steal. That's it.
It's a bargain. It's a steal.
That's it, guys. That's Price Watch. We've done it. Been there. Got the T-shirt. Everybody's happy. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. And Ian is in there twice because he's so famous. He's actually covering up the chatties. In fact, you know what we're going to do?
It's just personality.
You know what? I just think what we'll do is this. We'll just go Ian, and then we'll just go Ian, and then we'll just go Ian. And then we'll just say
shameless self-promotion.
Ian, and then
there's nothing.
Stuff it.
T-shirt.
Ian, there we go.
Buy a t-shirt. Buy a t-shirt.
There we go. Ian's running the show now. No, just kidding. Am I? But am I? Now I've got to remember where everyone
It's
was.
quite scary seeing five of myself.
Exactly.
I need to lie down now.
It'll do. It's probably not the same order how it was, but it'll do. There you go. It's actually probably in order. I think that's actually how it was. There you go.
Yeah.
When I actually reload the software, it'll remember where it was anyway. So there you go. All right, we are going to do third clue of the synth quiz. I don't know why anyone hasn't actually guessed it now. Oh God, they always wait for the third clue because they think I'm going to throw a spanner in the works. But get a load of this. There's the third clue. Let's load. As it goes. Put your synth quiz guesses in.
I think I should know this.
Chat is lagged because of the stupid Chromium browser issue that we have. If I click on this, if I go like that, and that loads itself again, and then I go like that, it'll probably stay reasonably good for a little while. Okay, we've got to guess, and you guys are not quick enough. I'm telling you right now, you're not quick enough. Wagoo is quicker than everyone. I know someone else put a guess in earlier, but I don't know if I can scroll that far back. Who was it that put a guess in earlier? Someone did. Don't think it's actually letting me scroll that far back. Oh, maybe it is.
I only saw one clue, so I'm just going to kick back and see what happens.
Well, you can always have a guess.
Load. I mean, so many things have load on them. I just used I made an ASRX Pro video the other day, and there's a load button on there, so it could be anything.
It's a TB one. It's a TB303.
Probes has got his guess in. So far I've only got 3 guesses, I think. Is that right? Let me know if you've guessed earlier and I haven't picked it up, but I'm pretty sure there's only 3 guesses so far. Yep, I got the Mini Moog one from Roz. That's the one I'm saying. So there's yours, Wags, there's Probes, and there's Roz's. And now there's Chris's. And that's it. 3-4 guesses. Getting absolutely inundated with guesses here. Shall we just tell you what it is? Because I gave a massive friggin' hint that I said that Andy would guess it and Daren would guess it. And you know why? I'm surprised that Daren actually isn't. I actually think Darren's probably... Darren's just got a video of himself that he plays in a loop, and he's actually just downstairs with his wife. He's like, stuff this.
Like those security cameras. Heist films.
Yeah.
That's why the quality's so bad.
That's why that's from the 90s, according to that guy.
Because it's from
There's a little glitch once in a while where he resets.
There is your answer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's your answer. Yep.
Well, I got the right manufacturer.
You did.
I only have the boutique one, so.
I mean, MC
I got the S1.
202 probably would have technically been correct as well. I believe those controls are on there. And I think there's a couple of other Roland products that those controls might have been on as well. And I think you probably could have put the Behringer MS1. That would have also been a sufficient guess. But the correct guess, the guess that I want, is SH101. One of my favourite synthesizers. A lot of people's favourite synthesizers, actually. So, yeah. Well done. Wags is bragging again. And, you know, if you want to go and slap him because he cheats, then, you know, you can.
Go and stick him in a jelly wrestling pool.
Well, you know what you should do if you want to give him a pat on the back. Go watch his Hardware Jams video that he put out during the week. It was actually pretty good, I thought. And let him know what you thought of it. Anyway, even this one doesn't have load. Yeah, okay. There you go. He's over it. Now, what have we done? We've done everything. Yeah. We can do this now. Indeed we can. We can do that. It's Saturday Sonority time where I used to not be able to let my hair down, but I can now. I've actually got longer hair because I wanted to prove the wife wrong. She reckons I was going bald. So I proved her wrong. Well, I'm definitely not going bald, and it's not a toupee. It's my hair. Do you remember that Seinfeld episode with the toupee? With George wearing the toupee. That was hilarious.
Should accuse you having a quokka sticking on your head. So.
You know what? I'm actually I'm a bee's dick away from putting quackers
Beastic.
with holding synthesizers on my merch store.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah.
that would be lovely, Rant.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love quackers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in this place called Hillary's on the weekend, and Chris knows it. It's like a marina, and they've got all these tourist shops in there because all the tourists go there when they visit our city. And I went into this tourist shop because I thought, oh, let's have a look how much stuff's made in China in this shop. Anyway, so I'm walking down the aisle, and it's just like probably about 400,000 different really bad renditions of stuffed toy versions of quackers. And some of them look like kangaroos, some of them look like koalas, but they're all quackers apparently. Have you seen that, Chris? It's crazy, isn't it?
No, I've seen that kind of thing before. Yeah.
Yeah, just really
With
bad
Australian
versions
animals.
of Australian animals.
Yes.
It's basically
There's
just
quite
watch
a few
what
in
you,
the
what you type.
British Museum for a while.
So I was about to type in
There
Synth
was
Quiz and then answer another question behind it.
Could be.
So,
Could be.
Synth Quiz.
Synth Quiz. Fair enough. Yeah. Anyway, that was my effort during the week. I think we're due for another name that synth, not Synth Quiz. Name that synth. So I can't remember.
Right.
I think Daren did the last one, didn't he? Haven't seen Daren for a bit. Yeah. Maybe I might do one. You guys remember Name That Synth?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Of course.
Yeah.
Did a
Well.
couple about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's how I got the thing from Skippy.
Yes. Yeah.
Unify.
The Unify. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to here. And I'm going to remind people who don't watch the show more regularly than others what Name That Synth is like. And what we will do is show a Name That Synth video.
Good idea.
Which one should I do? Okay, we'll do this one. This one's a pretty good one. This one I did about 3 years ago. I'm just going to pause that. And then we're going to go here. Here we go.
You mean the modular one you did?
And what we usually do is we then go into our little countdown. I can probably show people what we usually do with our countdown. It goes like this, and we give people another 30 seconds to guess what the synth is. Ooh, and it says time's up. And generally speaking, what we would do then is we would just go through the chat and find out what people's answers are. And then after everyone's put their answers in, we would then go back to the video and reveal.
There was some clever editing on there too. A lot more work than I did on my videos.
It was the white one too, because that's the one I own.
That's the better one.
There you go. So there's a Name That Synth video that I did about 3 years ago. That's just an example of some of the many Name That Synth videos we've had. Some really, really good ones by these guys here have all done them, and I think some other people in the chat have done them, like Wagoo's done a few. As I said before, Daren did one a couple of months back. It was really good. We used to have Eddie on the show. He's got his own show now, but he used to love doing them. He had probably a good run of them for a while, and a lot of people didn't guess them either. It was quite good. Anyway, so Name That Synth. If you guys are interested, we can probably get that cracking again. I think it was a good part of the show that we used to like to do. And it's pretty. You don't have to do like a 3-minute long video like that, like I did. You can do like a minute long if it's easier for you. But there's actually a whole bunch of information about it on the Ranzee.com website. You guys can go check it out if you're interested in actually putting a submission in for a video. So you click on the Name That Synth link, which is over on the menu on the right hand side, and go check it out. And just piss the ads off.
My OB12 one I did had everyone flummoxed, but I made the mistake of recently chatting with Adamski A about it around that same week, so it was fresh in his mind and he guessed it immediately.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I was like, damn it, I should have been talking about it with anybody.
So I mean, anyone can play and win a copy of the Plugin Guru software Unify, but to actually contribute also means that if no one guesses it, you will actually win that software as well. So there's a little bit of an incentive for you. Other than that, there is actually the incentive that you've actually got a synth out and played with it and recorded a bit of audio and a video. The video itself doesn't have to be anything fancy. Like mine was just real basic
Hollywood production
crap. Editing on Adobe Premiere. It wasn't anything special. So it's the audio that's the most important part. And so when you're actually recording
on
it,
your phone.
Good.
No,
but the audio is.
You could easily give away a clue really quickly with the video if you're not careful. So
yeah,
you obfuscated properly with that video. So.
I dropped massive clues in that video on purpose. There was huge clues in there. There was even part of the JDXI logo in that video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Display.
But it's a bit of work, but honestly, the people in the synth community, they love the user submissions of Name That Synth. So definitely go check it out on the Ranzee.com website. And if you do feel like doing it, like I said, the most important part is just record yourself playing with that synth. Don't use any external effects. It says it all there on the website. The synth itself, if that's got effects, you can absolutely use the effects. So if you decide you want to do an access virus, man, that thing's chockers full of effects. You can use all the effects that are built into that thing. So go for it.
Too.
Yeah, and the thing with the JDXI, the reason why that was so pretty cool to sort of do with it, because it's multi-timbral as well. It had an analog synth and it had 2 digital parts and a drum part. So I was able to do a whole bunch of stuff with it. I was able to do stereo panning, everything on the actual synth. So it's actually pretty full on with the sequencer, everything. But yeah, the other thing too is I'm more than happy for you guys to do like layering into a DAW. So if you were choosing to do a mono synth, you can layer different sounds from that mono synth and make a proper track with it. We've done examples where we've used Base Station 2, quite a few actually. I mean, the crappy one that I did for the modular system. Yeah.
Wow.
But if you are going to choose a modular system, it can't just be your patchwork quilt of all the different modules that you've built over the years. It's got to be something that a manufacturer has put together. Like, for example, I did the Behringer 2500 modules. So that does classify as being a synth because it's a Behringer's take on the 2500 synth.
Or make noise shared system or something.
Yeah, as long as it's actually something that people can buy and they can recognize as a system. Yeah. Well, Goo's saying he's going to try and do one next week. That'd be awesome, Wags. Good on you, mate. We'd love to hear some of that rack stuff that you've got there.
Yeah.
It's actually like for those you guys have all done one.
The screws.
It's pretty cool getting sort of intimate with one synth and forcing yourself to sort of explore it, isn't it? It's one of the good things about Name That Synth.
I still haven't done one, Rance. I owe you one.
There you go. So Ian knows me one. There you go.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Can it be after the end of the month?
You can do whenever you want, mate. There's no. We're pretty lax with this.
I know.
Yeah.
I promise I will do one.
Yeah. The other thing too.
I did the internals of one.
What was that,
The
Daren?
internals of the Erebus. I did the internal Erebus.
Yes.
Get it away.
The Erebus was good. It sounded really good too. That one that you did on the Erebus, Daren, sounded really good. So yeah.
I've not been using it for a while. I need to get. See there, I'm just thinking, I need to get it down and start using it.
Yeah, look. I was thinking about this today, and I thought I don't have time today to do one because we've got some stuff going on here with the kids and that. But I'm going to try and see if I can get one done soon because I actually really miss doing it. I miss doing the Main That Synth videos because I think it's kind of a little bit like Hardware Jams, Andy, but different because what you're doing is you're just actually using a single synth. You're recording something. The video doesn't have to be of you playing it. It can be a different video, but as long as the imagery is,
related
along the lines of related to the synth, it has to be the corner of it or something like that. You can use still photographs and do a slideshow or close-ups like I do. I do a lot of close-ups and
macro MIDI ports.
Yeah, macro MIDI ports. Zooming in down 3.5mm socket holes and stuff like that. Good fun.
With my camera cloth, you're not going to see anything which should be cool. You'll definitely hide the.
Well, you've got the 90s field, Daren, so
Exactly.
Yeah, I think.
Funny you bring up the Erebus. I like the Erebus a lot, but it's not that variable. I can't get that much stuff out of it, other than some really nice certain types of tones. But it's a fairly simple synth. It just sounds good.
Yeah. Wags was saying he's waiting for Kent to do one where he shows us the circuit boards. It is funny, but Kent has actually promised to do one. And I reckon if he's going to do one, everyone will think he'll do the CS80, but I guarantee you it won't be the CS80.
He has a garage full of circuit boards.
It'll be something he's got hidden somewhere, and he'll pull it out and record it, and no one will know what the hell it is. It'll probably be like the Sennheiser vocoder or something weird that he's got that used to belong to Kraftwerk.
Oh, that's the crowd. That's the custom one. That's not.
Yeah,
Synth,
yeah.
It's
Or whatever it is.
one-off thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all of you guys who watch the show regularly, you guys all probably should do something like this. I feel, I think it's good for you, and if that means that we've inspired you to get behind a synth and record some audio, and actually get yourself back to using and playing with your gear, that's got to be a good thing, right? Surely that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
I think some people have messaged me over the years and that they're worried about, I'm not very good at video editing. I'm not very good at, mate. We don't care. We honestly don't care about the video. What we're doing is we're listening to the synth. No one is caring about the video. So, like I said, you could do the most lamest video in the world. In fact, I actually think do a complete lame 90s style rubbish video, and we'd love it. That's the thing. Call it art.
Silhouettes of people dancing.
I mean, Andy lives not far from Los Angeles, where they've got this place called Hollywood, where they sell art to the rich people that live there, and some of the people have made money from buying stuff from dumps and chucking it on a wall in an art gallery, and made hundreds of thousands. Some stories like
San
that.
Francisco has its
Crazy.
fair amount as well. SF MoMA has some pretty wild stuff in it as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, like, you guys might be in a mood. You might be in a retro mood, or you might be in I want a cutting edge. I want to do something new, something bespoke and way out there. Do that. Do whatever you feel. And it might actually be... I've actually done some Name That Synth videos, and some of the audio that I've recorded have ended up going into tracks because you've discovered some cool corner of the synth that you think, holy crap, that's actually good fun.
Yes, I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a sort of mini sample pack out of the sounds I got out of the sub fatty when I did my sub fatty.
Sub fatty was good. Yeah, that was good.
So that was created an actual sample pack that I've used.
Yeah, I mean, I think Name That Synth spawned from us in the show, Daren. Do you remember we did that challenge where we were just using a mono synth, and we had Andy on the show at the time. And we're just we had that challenge where we were just using a mono synth, and what can you do with a mono synth as like a challenge on the live show, and it ended up being a video I did on my channel years ago. But it was cool. I used the Base Station 2 for that, and I think I used the second time I did it, I did the Slim Fatty. I did a more modern version with the Slim Fatty, and I converted, you guys might remember, I converted all the different sounds into samples, and then I made a track with the samples of the Slim Fatty, and some of the samples turned into polyphonic sounds because you can do that with samples. So it was a mono synth turned into a polysynth with drums and noises and FX and stuff like that. And that's kind of what spawned us into Name That Synth.
That also spawned me into when I abandoned all my synths and chucked them in the rubbish bin and made a track with just sounds like rulers. And
that was so good. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. I've binned all my synths and I've just used whatever I could find, the seat, banging the seat for the drum, and
cool.
stuff like that.
The
And then
ultimate
put the
Foley
video to it because I had
experience.
that. Yeah, it was actually because I had like a rubber band that I kept twanging, but then altering the size to get different, notes more or less out of it.
Times, yeah.
And the ruler, twanging that. Yeah.
I used to love going through the kitchen and
Yeah,
getting
that
all
was
kinds
back
of weird
in-
samples out of the kitchen.
Yeah, pans and stuff. That and I had a bowling alley. But it wasn't the bowling alley, but it was just the video to it, smashing. That was just before COVID that time. Right? That was when we was all getting towards lockdown as well.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, the banging things in the house, I get told off for doing it all the time.
Yeah.
Do you guys get told off for doing it?
But
Yeah.
it's got to be for musical purposes. Rant.
That's it. That's it.
With me, it's creaking doors. So,
It's an oscillator.
Yeah, that could be creaking down.
somebody should do something about that door. Oh no, it's just me mucking around.
That's just you sampling it and replaying it on the sampler.
No, it's me just playing the door.
Or slamming car doors in different car parks and stuff, getting different reverbs, and they look at you weird, like, what the fuck are you doing over there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this is what I was saying at the start of the
That's why I'm
show.
sampling.
It's slow news, right? With the gear that's coming out, it's slow news. So really, we as a group of synth fans, synth fanatics, we should be using our gear more.
Diving deep.
Yeah, diving into the gear we've got.
We should be diving
And
deeper into our gear.
I mean, we could challenge you guys every week. Like this week could be the Name That Synth challenge. Next week, maybe we might say pick up a synth that you haven't been driving with properly, that hasn't been really floating your boat, and give it another crack, give it another go. See if you can find what other people are raving about it for before you chuck it back on Reverb for sale. You might want to do that.
Jams once a year. The least used gear challenge, or
Least used gear challenge.
Stuff
Yeah.
and make something with it. Yeah.
We did that a few years ago. We did the world's worst synthesizers. That was quite fun. Yeah. Yeah, hardware jams is good. Definitely a cool thing to do. I think like what's good about hardware jams is you get to have a new topic each week, and it kind of challenges you, because sometimes the topics aren't things that you would generally do, right? So you're then having to be creative, and you've only got a short period of time to do this. He gives you the topic on, what day is it, Andy? He gives it on Friday or something, and you have to have it submitted
Thursday
by
night,
Monday.
usually, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's Thursday night for me anyway. So.
and you have to have it done by Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, you've only got a
Monday.
couple of days to do it.
Yeah, and if you get in the weeds, it could take longer than you think. If
Yeah.
you're really having fun exploring and stuff. If you have the time to do it, I usually don't. I get them done in about 2 to 3 hours because I just been doing other stuff. But that's why I use the Machina Plus so much. It's so much easier to get the workflow out and bang something out really quickly, even if it's somewhat elaborate. Whereas if I have to hook a bunch of stuff together and get all the stuff synced and get the audio working, all that stuff. Okay, now it's time to make something. I'm like, well, I've already spent maybe 2 hours doing that, potentially.
Yeah.
And then all those glitches and other stuff. So when I have longer time, if you look at my older hardware jams, I have a bunch of shit set up on the table and stuff. And it was fun, but it's very time consuming.
I have that problem too, Andy, because if you've got gear that's packed away, you have to then come unpack it, find the power brick for it, plug it in,
You
get
just have
it
to go around and
connected.
look like, do I want to use this, and this? I don't know what to use. Like,
Yeah.
figure out what to use first.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
and then because you haven't used it for a while, you're then sort of stuck in the, oh my God, hang on, I've got to get the manual out, remember how this thing works. Yeah. So it does.
I love my Electron stuff, but I don't use it enough to remember it. So I always have to get the manual for the Electron stuff.
Yeah.
God damn it.
That's why I let my Electron stuff go, because I just didn't have, not because I didn't like it. I did like it. I loved it. I just didn't have the time to put into it. I didn't use it enough. I feel sometimes that we are our worst enemy with gear too. Sometimes we can have too much gear, and because of that, we really can't spend as much time as we could on some of our gear. And you know that because you've got gear that you've got way more hours on compared to other gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have stuff I don't even know where I put it. That's how bad it is. So I'm like, I don't know, I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
Find it sometimes.
I was like that modular.
So I can't even honestly,
couldn't
the
find.
least used gear challenge, I can't even honestly do it most of the time because some of the stuff is really buried. I don't know where it is. So
It's like that module I couldn't find, eh? I was looking for it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then I ended up finding it in a box in somewhere in another box that wouldn't have had modules in it. And I don't know how the hell that happened. Like sometimes you probably just put something down, and then maybe the wife calls you and you have to go and do something, and you've forgotten that you've chucked it there, and that's probably what happened. I'm not blaming her. I'm just blaming me being old and the memory slipping.
Just blame the wormhole.
Blame the little
Oh, look, a wormhole appeared and it took that module away and put it down there.
Well,
That's the only explanation.
I call it the
that makes
granny
sense.
walk. My grandmother used to walk around and just drop stuff off anywhere in her place, and she would lose it.
Yeah.
because she's just absentmindedly putting stuff down. And go, where did I put it? And she's out walking around. It's the granny walk. So
Yeah. It was like putting your glasses on your head. And then you forgot you've got your glasses on your head.
But one of my favorite things about hardware jams is the challenges get weird enough where you really have to get out of your comfort zone and really come up with something original. If you follow the challenge to the letter, it can be really out there and really fun and make you go in a territory you've never even thought of before. So it's amazing.
It's good. It makes you creative. That's a good thing. Anything that makes you creative is a good thing. So yeah, you could do both in one week. You could do a name that synth, and you could do a hardware jam. There you go.
Yeah.
I think the longest it's taken me to do a name that synth video is like 3 weeks, where you've kind of revisited, and spent maybe 30 minutes, an hour here and there over a 3-week period. And the shortest has been like 45 minutes, and I've just whacked it together as quickly as I possibly could. So you can do them real quick if you're organized. Like Andy said, if your gear's all connected, it's gear that you're familiar with, it's already plumbed, you know exactly what levels are all set. That makes it easy, because then all you got to do is just play it, right? But if it's something that you haven't had it connected for a while, that's a challenge.
You must. Oh, now the port's oxidized. It's all scratchy, and then
get the deoxid out. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But so Chris could do one on the protein, or Daren could do one on the protein, for example, because that's a new synth, and they've been playing with it for a few weeks now. So they've gotten to know it. And it's a single synth, and they've definitely gotten to know it. So there's an example, but it might be a bit obvious for people.
I will answer Chris's question. I'd say, and also, why don't they just put like all the bass patches, all the key patches, all the synth patches, rather than mix them up?
Oh, that would annoy me.
It's annoying.
And then you've got some keys.
It's annoying.
Oh no, it's a synth. Oh, where's that pad? Oh, it's not in the pads. It's somewhere.
Yeah, they have a filter, which allows you to filter to see only basses and pads and stuff, which is when you're definitely searching for something like that could be alright. But I just wish they were less randomly positioned, just thrown.
It's not as bad as Roland's patch system. Like, Roland have had probably 50 different ways of doing their patches over the years in synths, and every single time they do it, they never get it right. It's just not good. I feel like maybe some of their workstations have got it a bit better, but they're, things like the System 8, the way the patching on that work, it's a newish synth when you think about technology. 10 years old maybe at the most. Could be handled a lot better, the way the patches work on it.
Well, it's tricky when you have, like, when I first got the Virus TI, it's the first thing I owned that had like over 2,000 patches in it. So it's, without that search feature by type, by pad, ARP, bass, it's impossible to find what you want, because there's just so many of them. No matter how they organize it, you'll just never get through them unless you use a filter. Yeah. So those filter things are great. I love them.
Yeah. I mean when the Core Game 3's got a really good patch management system on it, for example. I mean that's an old.
It also has a shitload as well.
It also has a shitload. So every letter of the alphabet plus 99 patches in each letter of the alphabet. Crazy. Whereas 199, I forget. There's a lot anyway. There's a hell of a lot of patches on there.
And if you load your own on top of that.
It might even be double letters. I can remember it being quite, like, in the thousands, the number of patches in there.
AA99,
yeah.
It's a lot.
But you can, if you want. You can start at A and then scroll through them one by one, in order of the patch number. You could do it that way. But I never do it that way because it's kind of pointless. it's a bit like what you were talking about with the protein. It's kind of pointless because there's no rhyme or reason to it.
The only time I ever do is when I get a new synth.
Yeah. You generally do.
just
even
all
then-
the time, or-
Even then, the very first time I switch it on, I'm jumping all over the place. Not really paying too much attention.
Yeah.
And then,
I tend to make notes about the ones I like right at the beginning.
yeah. I'll always
Yeah.
post-it notes
So I write them
everywhere in my studio
Yeah.
for that reason.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to go through an order when you first get it, just so you get a feel for,
Yeah.
because you're supposed to put the best patches supposedly in the first, 10 or 12
Yeah.
slots or whatever, which they often don't. So
Daren, Chris Ed wants to know whether you are using a camera microphone or not.
It's a good point.
My camera microphone.
Probably.
No, is it? Shouldn't be.
sounds kind of hollow.
Sounds a bit. Yeah. Just tap the camera.
Tap the camera.
Yeah, it might
Oh,
be.
yeah.
Tap me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
it.
your
Yeah.
camera mic.
Yeah.
Oh, is it not picking up?
Yeah. While Darren's working that out, question from Geert in the chat: do you consider Omnisphere 3 and its expansion as a topic here, or does it need to be hardware? No, we don't need to do hardware, just hardware here. I know we do a lot of hardware here and not as much software, but we definitely cover software, and I think we did talk about Omnisphere when it came out quite in depth too. Darren's a big Omnisphere guy. Andy loves Omnisphere.
I would love to have it.
We don't have it. Chris doesn't have it, do you,
I don't
Chris?
have
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, well-
yeah.
No,
We-
but
we
I'd
don't
love to
have
have it at some point.
I have an older
Might
version.
have it,
Yeah.
The only reason why I haven't ever got it is because it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and I have to have a good reason to get it, and I'm not really making money out of my music, so yeah.
Another good one was just before it. The one called Atmosphere was excellent as well. I loved Atmosphere, and also RMX. Stylus RMX is really good as well.
Yeah, but look, if you do own Omnisphere, one of the cool things I love about the Synths version 2 or 2.5 or whatever it was is that they've got that link now in where you can actually plug your hardware gear into it, and it kind of behaves like that hardware.
It's all mapped out.
It's all mapped out. So if I plug my System 8 into it, it'll map everything on the System 8, knob functions, everything.
They really showed that at Buchla and Friends. They had a whole station table with all these modern synths around it.
Yeah.
And you could just try, see how close it is. It's really nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't get it to come on to the
It's all right, Daren. Don't worry about
yeah,
it.
it's on the microphone. Yeah.
We can still hear
I'll
you.
sort that out next time. That's all right. I thought no point me having this microphone set out there. I've just looked in the settings there, and it's just saying that's probably why I'm a bit blurry. It can't do two things at once.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was interested I was talking to some people about the stream. I stream it at 1080p, which is HD, which is now starting to be quite old in terms of video tech. But I noticed that Sonic States, for many years, they were only streaming at 720p, and that was never a problem for them. We don't really care so much
You don't need
about
more than 10.
the video. We care more about the audio.
It's like a podcast. Let's face it, I'm streaming at like what? Not
5p.
even 4.
I
I'm
can
streaming
actually,
from the
What's that,
80s,
an
Darren.
hour? 5p an hour.
Not
Is
even
it?
the 90s.
I
Did you
can
ever
actually
use
tell
See
you
You
what.
See Me, the old streaming app called See You See Me?
Darren is streaming at 320 pixels by 180 pixels. He truly is in the 90s right now. 320 by 180. Whereas Andy,
Chord of VGA or something.
it is literally like it's monochrome. No, the other guys are streaming at 720. You guys can all go up to. I'm pretty sure you guys can go up to 1080.
I can definitely go up to 1080.
Oh, I've got you guys set at 720.
You have it set for 720.
Yeah, I can change it.
StreamYard usually does that too. It's a hard set for 720.
I can change it though. But it's like if you look at 720p for a video call, you don't need to be any bigger than 720 anyway.
No,
It only does 800 kilobits per second, right? Whereas if I put you to 1080, it's 4,000 kilobits per second. So that's going to tax my connection here. And if I've got four people coming in at 4,000 kilobits per second, that's going to tax my incoming connection, right? But it's no big deal. I can handle it. I'm on fiber, but I'm just saying, like 720. Look at Ian. Like there's Ian at 720. He's crisp as anything. It's beautiful. He's got a new camera as well. So
Good camera.
yeah, there's no problem with that at all. So I'm not too worried.
Logic camera.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the quality of the video. And you guys have never, like the guys in chat have never ever brought it up with me. So, but I could stream at 4K if you want. It doesn't worry me. The only problem I've got if I start streaming at 4K is these guys are going to look all crunchy at 4K. It'll upscale it, but they'll just look more pixelated.
The only thing that makes sense for 4K is either like a live concert where you want to see more details, or you're doing gear demos. You want to have a nice sharp screen to show details or something.
Yeah, for a sharp
that's about
screen.
it, really. Yeah.
But even still, 1080 is still pretty sharp. Like I was showing.
Pretty good for a sharp screen.
Yeah, the stuff I was showing last week.
Some apps do push it a bit though.
And for like StreamYard, I have to
Trying
pay
to fit
now.
just a
I
bit
cancel
too
my
much.
pay version, but you have to pay to get to 1080 and higher. Yeah, 720 is the hard for free.
Oh man, the thing that freaked me out, Steve was talking about not many people watch at 8K, 8-foot wide TVs. The thing that freaked me out was Robbie was telling me once that he was watching our show on his big screen TV, and I'm like, oh my god, that kind of freaked me out a bit. I'm like, I think most people are just using their like mobile phones or sitting on a train or they're on their laptop, but there's people watch on their big screen TVs. And it kind of,
He's looking at your pores on your skin.
Yeah, it's freaking me out a bit.
Yeah, that's
Nose
probably
hairs, the whole works.
Checking out the nose hairs.
Start getting
I was once at
yeah.
I was once at Kent's when he started a call with Robbie on, obviously, and Robbie was on the big screen. And seeing Robbie on a big screen is quite scary.
Is that Robbie on the big screen? Look at what Goo just wrote. Look at what Goo just wrote.
Is that Robbie or Big Brother?
48-inch 4K monitor.
Mr.
What the hell, Wags?
Whoa.
That is a big monitor, mate.
Oh wow.
Too big, man.
I've got my 27-inch jobbers here. They'll do me fine, thank you very much.
Yeah, we've got our TVs are 27-inch. I think it's not bigger than that anyway.
23-inch.
Yeah.
These two monitors here, these two that I watched the show on, they're both 27-inch, which is your standard 1080p. They can do 4K, these things, but yeah.
I need to measure mine. 25-inch. Two 25-inch here.
You know, every time I go to a computer shop, like I always look at, you know, the game section, the gaming setups that they've got in the computer shops, and I'm always thinking to myself, they always, like for many years, they always wanted us to buy those curved monitors. Have you guys got a curved screen?
Those.
I can't get one, eh?
I think Kent's got one now.
Yeah.
Last time I was in his studio, I think he's
supposed to be better for your eyes, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is if you're doing graphics on them, it's distorted enough. It's hard to your perspective and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure you could edit video on a curved screen like that and get away with it
Be weird.
without making some odd decisions.
Well, I've got
Adobe Illustrator and your lines get all bent, you know.
I've got two monitors that are
yeah.
they're angled like that, so they're kind of you guys.
Angled.
Yeah, so I'm looking at one that way
Mine are
and
just
one
flat.
that way.
I have mine. Both mine are just flat.
I don't have the room to do it flat because I want to use the desk space here, so I want to pitch them back, and I kind of feel like I work like that or then I work like that in front of each screen. I don't sort of sit there and look at the corner of the two of them.
No.
Yeah, you tend to.
So I use this screen in front of me, and then this one is for bringing things across. Usually, is how I would tend to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, you guys I've shown you guys before my setup from the spinny camera. You guys have seen it from behind my chair, but yeah, it's kind of. I haven't changed it for years. I think it's been like this for at least. Daren, probably since I've started doing the show. Daren's head is just about disappeared right out of the show. What the hell?
He's drifting off. He's
He's getting further into the toilet.
He's turning
There
into
we
Dickie
go.
Knee, Chris.
He is.
That's more like it.
Mr. Anderson.
Jeez, off
Mr.
that
Anderson.
helmet. That's so much better.
These guys don't know who Dickie Knee is.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I know.
dear.
You need to show them a clip sometime.
Guys, you have to Google Hey Hey It's Saturday, Dickie Knee. It's from the 80s. Is it 80s or 90s? I think it's 80s.
There'll be
Is it a kid show or is it?
No,
80s,
it's like a
some 90s.
like Australian entertainment thing
They
on
got-
Saturday night.
Okay.
Yeah, they finished in the 90s. When the Carrick Connick Jr. incident.
We won't go there.
That was when they.
The title sounded like a Saturday morning kids show or something.
That was 90s.
Yeah, it did.
The lead guy, or the head guy, his name's Daryl Summers. He's still around, I think. I don't think he's dead yet, but he'd be getting on.
No, he's not.
Absolutely getting on.
The guy who did Dickie Knee, unfortunately, passed.
Yeah, Tim Blackburn.
Black. Yeah, it's it.
Yeah,
Blackman.
Blackman. He's a radio guy. Had you know that one of those silky voices for radio.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, they're all groomed.
Yes.
Fantastic voice. Did all the voiceovers.
Mr. Summers.
Especially-
And then he does the Dickie Knee voice, and it's like what Chris just did.
Yeah.
Completely the opposite.
Yeah.
And he used to swap between them, so he had conversations between.
He was good.
you know,
He
they
was
always-
so
They
good.
knew they were.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
He also did sound
Yeah,
effects.
the common radio.
Like he did his own sound
Yeah,
effects.
the
I mean, we all do that now, but back then it was rare for the vocal guy to be voiceover man to be doing sound effects. It was like a novelty.
We have the cheesy radio voice guy over here most of them, like, hey everybody, like it's just like this affect. And then you hear them talk normally, it's just like this little voice, it's just
Hey.
they'll learn at broadcasting school. It's terrible.
Mm.
Yep.
You're watching Hey Hey It's
See if I can get Dickie Knee. Alright, here we go. I'll bring it up. I'll probably get a copyright claim for this, but if I do it really quickly, you guys can see Dickie Knee.
Thank
Right,
you.
there's Daryl. This is a
Thank you.
real 80s show. Here we go. Watch this.
Yeah, that's 80s.
I just discovered, you know how I got an Italian half-brother called Fettuccine? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not doing any more than that. That's Dickie Knee, the guy in the hat. That's a puppet, right? An Aussie,
right.
Aussie the ostrich. It's really cheesy. Like it's 80s, guys. But Daren was literally giving me Dickie Knee vibes before when he was like down really low and he had his hat on. I don't think Daren does the Dickie Knee voice though, just quietly.
Kind of reminds me of that
different
British show
voice.
Rainbow. Everyone always talks about.
Oh, Rainbow's great. With
All the
Bungle.
crazy characters.
Bungle. Yeah, and Zippy.
Yeah.
Zippy was so annoying in one episode that they literally zipped him up. It was just great.
At least none of those guys on Hey Hey got in any sort of trouble. Hey Chris, like some of the shows they get in trouble later on in life with
Oh, sure.
lawsuits and
Creepy
things.
stuff.
Or,
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, or just when things come out about their past.
Yep.
Troy
Absolutely.
McClure, yeah.
Unfortunately, that show-
Biscuit. Troy McClure in The Simpsons. Hey, I'm Troy McClure.
You might remember.
Well, not like it matters these days. All these
Hey,
people
it's
are
the
getting
Adam.
away with all kinds of stuff. We have all the Epstein people aren't
I
getting
ke-
busted at all, so it's terrible.
Yeah. I keep meaning to watch The Simpsons from episode 1 onwards because I think they're all on Netflix
wow.
or something like that. I just really would.
You're going to
I
be
really
there for a
should
while,
watch them.
mate.
I just-
You're going to be there for
Oh,
a
I know,
while.
I know, but I've got time. I've got
That's
time.
how you've got time.
There's only
Alex.
certain
watched,
episodes. I remember when the one where Homer joined the band that became bigger than the Beatles. That one. That rings a bell.
Yes.
You know, there's 805 episodes of Simpsons to watch.
Yeah. Great.
According,
Don't they still make them? I thought it was still going.
The Simpsons are still going. Yeah, they haven't stopped.
I think so. Yeah.
I think
Kids haven't grown up yet, have they?
they've had 3 attempts to stop it, but it's all just been a marketing ploy to get people to watch it again. Yeah. But Matt Groening doesn't do it anymore, does he? Matt's not involved in it anymore.
Didn't he sell it?
No.
He sold
So there was a guy named Sam Simon who did it for a long time, and then he got cancer. He's dead. So I forgot who took it over.
It's been through a few hands, hasn't it?
But
I watched a documentary on it recently on the show. What's the show? What's the documentary show? Hollywood Legends or something? It's a show about... Each series is about one show, so they have about 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah.
They're basically documentaries. Yeah. It's got Hollywood.
The Matt Groening side of The Simpsons is the one that's interesting because apparently he's predicted, like it's almost like he's a time, like a Nostradamus type thing. He's predicted stuff that's happened in the future. There's a lot of fake. There's a lot of fake ones that come out now, but there's definite ones that they've picked.
He's had a comic strip for a long time called Life in Hell about this rabbit with one ear. Drawn
Yeah.
style of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
So he's had that forever as well. So.
And you had Futurama.
Yeah.
And there was another show you did too. There was what was it called?
Shut up and take my money.
He's getting on. 72 years old.
Yeah. Do you guys remember Tracy Ullman, the actor singer?
Yeah.
Most of them know for acting, but she did have a single in the UK.
She was
she had a show, the Tracy Ullman Show. She had a show on out here, and that's where Simpsons got debuted. It was a little section of the Tracy Ullman show.
Yeah, the Tracy
really
Ullman.
roughly drawn.
Yeah.
I've seen that first episode. Yeah.
They had a whole bunch on there.
Tracy Ullman was quite in the 80s. Was she
the pilot?
She had quite a few hit singles over here.
Oh, the Disenchantment was the other thing. That was the other thing.
I don't know about the one song she had. She had one like real big hit.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was called. But she came out of a UK show called A Packet of Three, where it was her and 2 of the male comedians.
Icons Unearthed.
You know.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Very funny lady. She's good.
Yeah, she was good.
Okay.
When they're saying
series.
When they're saying Mr. Burns was
TV
based
series.
on that Rothschild character, so Matt Groening actually deliberately based his character on the Rothschild guy. Yeah, sorry, Chris.
So the show I was talking about is called my brain goes Icons Unearthed.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That's a TV series.
I haven't seen the Simpsons one though on that. Yeah, I have to watch that.
Yep. Simpsons one.
Well, I think we should end the show. Speaking of ending shows, like Trill McClure did. Yeah, he ended his show. Checked out. Yeah.
Well,
you have to bring out a little puppet on your show, Ranzee.
Yeah, we've got to get Dickie Knee happening. I'll have to talk to Daryl. Have to talk to Daryl Summers, see if we can get copyright on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's missing.
Yeah, we're missing Dickie.
Puppet.
Yeah.
You need a puppet.
Yeah, Daren.
So it needs to be
we need a
6 of us and a puppet.
Darren.
5 of us and a puppet.
Darren's
don't mention that because he's
I was going to say he's hiding right now because there's a cat running around your house, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's just
hiding from the cat.
Yeah.
Well, the trick is you have the puppet say the most annoying or disturbing stuff, so you blame the puppet for everything. So
Fair enough.
I
Exactly.
never blame anything like that.
Well,
you want to listen to some of the conversations on the, just check it out. Purple Audio on 2 albums there. If you want to listen.
I have. It's fantastic.
Really.
Yeah. It's got some interesting.
The second one on.
Interesting vocabulary in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And when I don't know.
Salty language.
That was on Violetly Purple. That was his to his Purple Audio on EP, which I think is it the what's it called? Blimey. There's an EP out with some versions of Purple Battle Weapon, if you listen to the audio on there,
Nice.
because there's a whole track on it, he goes on about modular. He wants a purple modular.
Well, he
So,
deserves
listen
one.
to that.
Yeah. Get the checkbook out. Yeah.
I can imagine with all the patch cords, that'd be a disaster.
I've seriously
pulls
got
it out, tell me.
I've got some purple patch cords. I'll send them to Daren. He can have them. Yeah. They're right here waiting for him. They come from Arturia, actually. Yep. You know the ones. All right, guys, we're going to go. All the best,
Right.
everyone.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your week. Don't forget to press record. See you later.
See you all next
Bye, buddy.
week.
Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
guys.
Bye,
Bye, everyone.
Bye.